Welcome to Calgary and the long-awaited World Men's Curling Championship here, brought to you by BK Tires and OK Tire. Shots of scenic downtown Calgary, our host city for this competition, and that is Winsport Arena here, located at Canada Olympic Park, built for the 88 games, and inside the Mark and McPhail Center is the curling venue, and has been for a number of weeks here inside the curling bubble put together by World Curling Federation and Curling Canada. Session 1 game today, Norway versus Denmark. We'll get things underway, as I said, for this long-awaited World Championship. Mike Harris here, along with Kevin Martin, and Kevin, looking forward to this game in more ways than one. It's been a long break, and I'm sure all the athletes ready to go as we take a look in at Team Norway.
It's fantastic to see curling again, Mike, and it's been a long time coming, and so looking forward to the start of this World Championship.
We saw the teams from afar. Let's have a better look. This is Team Norway, Stefan Wallstadt. They brought in veteran Torger Nergård at third, five-time Olympian, Marcus Højberg there at second, and Magnus Weberg at lead. As we look at this team, this is going to be a contender with lots of experience on the team. We'll have a good chance of winning a number of games. And here's Denmark, lead Kasper Vikstein, Mads Nergård, who skips the game and throws second stone on this team, Tobias Thune at third, and the fourth rock thrower, Mikkel Kraus. And as we meet that team, look at all the teams here in the field, and you know, it's been a long time coming for all of these athletes, Kevin, and obvious favorites here. You have to look at Canada, Scotland, of course, two-time defending champion Nicholas Sedin as some of the ones to watch for this week. But this big game to get things started on the right foot here for both Norway and Denmark.
This might be the biggest field, the toughest field I've ever seen in a World Championship.
So we're our feature game, of course, on sheet C, but we have a team from the Russian Curling Federation taking on the Netherlands on sheet A, Team Korea taking on Italy on sheet B, and a big opening matchup on sheet D there, Team Scotland and Team Canada going head-to-head in this opening round matchup. So we'll keep updated on all of those games as we go throughout the draw today, but to set our feature here, Norway and Denmark. As we look at some of the cardboard cutouts that were up for sale for a lot of the fans here in Canada for the Scott Tournament of Hearts, and the Brier that was held earlier. Canadian mixed doubles was also held in this bubble, and so there's a little advantage in familiarity for one of the teams here, Team Canada obviously, but new sets of rocks here, so all of these athletes are seeing these set of stones for the first time, and I think everyone's really excited just to get things underway.
Yeah, I've been talking about the stones a little bit, and the teams have been saying they're very good. So that's excellent to start out and know you've got good equipment to play with.
So the addition of so game's about to begin. I was going to say the addition for Team Norway of Torger Nergård at third this season is certainly going to help Stefan Wallstadt and his team kind of settle in here nicely. Five-time Olympian, hard to beat those credentials.
Experience galore, that's right. Yeah, it makes a big difference when you have that comfort at the third position on the team to really settle everybody's nerves. Because obviously the first game of a World Championship, everybody's excited and a little bit nervous.
So it was Norway who's got the hammer here, both to determine last rock in all these round robin games. Teams throw two draws to the button, one with each turn, and the total is taken. And I said as Norway has won that contest, and they will have the hammer here in the first end as we're ready to get things underway, as Kasper Vikstein will throw the first rock here at this year's World Championships. And we're underway. 40-year-old Casper is the veteran on this team, and in the team bios he had to describe himself in 2 words. He's funny and old. Both of those are relative terms, so we'll see how things play out here. Doesn't seem that old to me, Kevin. I don't know.
No, I don't think that's very old either. Nicely done right in the top forefoot.
Yeah, not a big surprise. Norway going to stay conservative here in the first end as lead Magnus Weberg gets things underway. Father, you would know well, Kevin, from 2002. Lars played third on that Olympic gold medal winning team. Didn't even bring that up so early in the week, but
it didn't take you very long, Mike.
Silver loves silver in this case, right? So, but you got your gold a few years later. It was all good. It was all good.
Not a big surprise, Mike, to see the teams start in a conservative manner. I think that you come into a World Championship first game, the excitement, the nervousness. You'd hate to come out here and give up a big steal,
right,
or give up a bunch of points early. So keep it simple, get the emotions under control. Makes a lot of sense.
It's hard to win the game in the first end, but you can lose it if you do the wrong things. So for those of you wondering how the bubble here in Calgary has been working, most of the athletes in cooperation with the Canadian government arrived on the scene a little over a week ago with their negative COVID tests in hand, and then once they arrived here in Calgary, were put into a quarantine. Each person had their own room, and you had to pass 2 more tests while you were confined to your room. And at that point, after that, you continue to get tested regularly, and certainly we do here as well as the media covering the event. So once you're in the bubble, you are not allowed to get out for any reason. You go from the arena back to your hotel, and I'm sure, I know it seems extreme, but I know all the athletes are just super excited just to follow the rules, as are we, as the crew covering this event, just to get back to a sense of normalcy here as we watch rocks continue to settle into the rings here.
One thing I do appreciate, Mike, is they're moving the rocks across the sheet, both sides, to clean up everything. Very good.
Matt Snorgard, the skip and second rock thrower, finishing with the top there, Kevin. So at these World Championships, we do have some rules in place. So for these round robin games, there's 6 ends minimum required, of course, 38 minutes of thinking time allotted to each team, and they're allowed 1 60-second timeout. And that's a little switch for the Canadian team in particular, who get 2 at the Canadian Championships. So little different, but very familiar rules for all of these athletes. Alert, we have a corner guard, Kevin. Won't be there long, but no. Tobias Tune, age 26, only for 22 years.
How is that possible? Yeah, started very young. Oh, that's fantastic. When did you start, Mike?
It wasn't 4, I know that, yeah. A long time ago. I was 9 or 10, I think, was when I got going.
Oh, yeah. I was 7. Dad made the mistake of saying that if I could get the rock to the other end, I could play, and I got 2 feet in the hack and give it a push.
Okay.
The great Torger Nergard. I better not tell him I said he was great on air. But Olympic silver, he was the 5th player on that Trilson gold medal winning team as well, and has been to 5 Olympic games.
And he is a great player.
Yeah, great player, good guy. So Norway, if you got the hammer here, you're just hoping for a no hit maybe on this corner here. Trying for two, but not very hard. Could have thrown up a guard early. One rule we didn't mention in that rules play is the 5-rock rule in effect here, and that's really when teams decide they want to play. You really don't have much of an opportunity to do anything but if you're the team without last rock. So I'm sure we'll see a change of pace here soon.
Linja fin. Magnus nærmest dem nå. Ja, linja fin den. Bare fart. 8. Okay. Rent, eller? Bare fart. 14-7.
Coming right into the rings here.
Okay. Ja.
You see Stefan Walsat taking off his grip. He's going to head down the other end. He'll try to bank a little bit of time here in the first end.
Go far.
Fourth rock thrower, Mikael Krause, age 32.
You
know, I always hated these ends, Kevin, as a guy who liked to draw. Last thing you want to do on the last, don't nose your last ones. All this hard work's been done by Team Norway here to get to a situation where they're going to have an opportunity to blank.
Hold i gang. Rent. Ja. Rent.
I'm sure Stefan will be bringing the heat on his last one. Throw a little more weight, try to get the roll.
Should have the entire surface keened up now. You've noticed that they've thrown hits in every possible section of the ice, which is by design. It's not by chance. So good strategy by both teams to get the entire ice surface as nice as possible.
Okay, I have my fingers crossed for Wallstad here. Make the blank. Retain hammer into end number 2. That's the goal.
Ja. Rent. Ja. Rent.
Never a doubt. So a quick, efficient blank by Team Norway here in number 1.
Sätta lite höjder på centrum eller så kan slänga corner. Go! Den er fint. Sæt lang ud. 10 plus. 4 bag. 4 bag. 8 bag. Bare lad den dø. Ja. 13,75. Vi kan ikke kaste. Skal vi bytte, eller?
Well, second end action underway here. So a quick blank to get things going here for Team Norway in first end with the hammer, and News alert, we have a corner guard going up as expected. Denmark's opening stone came a little deep into the back of the rings. And that will give Norway a free run at maybe creating some offense here in number 2.
Ja, du kan ikke gå på den.
Bra spill, Magnus.
Går ned, Markus, kom opp på den siden, så ikke går i veien for den kamera.
Ja, det er hyggelig å spørre. Altså, hvis jeg spør om jeg skal bytte side, så...
Deciding to go around the corner guard.
It's one way to defend, a little unusual, perhaps.
Go! Masser af plads. Tilleren!
God retning.
8!
God retning.
8! God retning!
8 er godt.
8! 12! God retning! 12! 8!
I want to make sure this rock ends up in front of the tee line.
Wow!
Does not want to be behind the tee.
Pretty good effort here, actually. Tough way to defend.
Flot!
Very nice shot. Nice touch.
This is going back a ways, Kevin, but a few Canadian curling fans will remember that defense used against Ed Wernick way back. Manitoba skip on Mike Riley. Used it to great effect, winning Brier.
End after end, bring the rock in front of the tee line.
Every time Eddie threw a corner, he went around top of the 8-foot and made for a very difficult final for Eddie and his team. Two-time world champion. Mike Riley created a new trend all on his own that week. And it's paid off earlier. A nice come around and guard out of the way and a chance to hit in line 3 now here for Team Denmark, and Norway likely going to have to change gears for at least for a couple shots.
Yeah, the force will be on if Hidden stays here, and there'll be no easy doubles available. Big shot here, right on the nose.
Go! God fart! Yep! Whoa! Nice! Whoa!
As directed, Kevin, right on the nose. And now you'll see Norway going, okay, what do we do? There's a shot of Norway coach Thomas Levold. He's been coaching this team and with the Norwegian program for a number of years now. And there is a team leader on the right, the man, Paul Trilson, jotting down notes feverishly. I'm sure.
Paul's fantastic curling mind, obviously. A very good friend. Guy that beat us in the gold medal game a few years ago.
You never really forget, though. Someone asked me the question the other day, 98. I said, I'm almost over it. 23 years ago. Still holding a grudge against my friend Patrick Kerr living in Switzerland. And
Go!
the Manitoba / Denmark tuck. I'd like to see it.
A good chance here to keep the force alive. Trying to hit and stay. Oh, very well done. Good shooting.
Godt spiller, Mads.
And there's our Team Denmark coach, Kenneth Hertzdahl. And another one of the protocols here at the World Championships and all throughout the bubble, all the events have been held here. The coaches from each team usually sitting at both at the home end. They have one coach at one end, the other coach at the far end, and that keeps the athletes separated and the coaches separated, just for the protection of all.
I've heard from some of the players, even at the start of the game, each team are separated at each end of the ice, which is unusual, but the teams are really liking it. I've talked to some of the athletes, and because there's not a lot of room at the end of the ice and so many players, to have them at each end, that might be something that sticks after the bubble is done.
Far less congested, a lot of A lot of pregame stretching and movement going on, so yeah, it makes sense to give him a little more room.
Trying not to jam the stone. And stays.
Close
to a spot where there might be a freeze available here for Team Norway. So although it looks like a good shot, it's on ice that moves nicely. You can play the freeze. He thought about it. Called the freeze for a moment, Walsh did, but has been talked into the run double. Again. Torger. I'm going to apologize in advance to both all the Denmark and Norwegian fans for the butchering of any names as the week goes on. But Torger asked for the double. He misses the double and rolls wide here, so chance still to lie 3. And our first update of the game, and Kevin, I'll let you take this one. Now your son Kark playing on Team Canada here as they face a tough opponent in Bruce Mowat.
And Bruce actually on his first one made a beautiful through the hole and rolled buried. Brendan Botcher came around and tapped and continued to be almost buried. And now Bruce taking on the very difficult out turn around the guard, peel for a blank. But just a little inside, and that's a big steal of 1 to open up the World Championships for Team Canada.
Silent roar goes up in our booth here from Kevin. Full disclosure, Kevin's son plays lead on Team Canada this year, so
totally unbiased.
Totally unbiased. And I told Team Scotland I would pretend to be Hammy McMillan's long-lost uncle for this one. So.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
right?
just to maintain some parity here. On our back to our feature game, Denmark continuing to lie 3 here, and there is a double available. Beautiful double and rolling, almost stayed buried. Great try there by Torger. Rolls just open, but the blank is back in the mix here potentially. If Denmark hits and stays, there'll be a double available for Walsh. On another look at this feature game, Denmark continuing to lie 3 here, and there is a double available. Beautiful double and rolling. And there is a double available. Beautiful double and rolling. Almost stayed buried. Great try.
Go!
So here is the hit to line 2. Hard to roll anywhere here, Kevin, without needing a double.
Yeah, that was a really good point, Mike. Now there is a double available, and the blank is back in play. It's a tough shot, though. Quite a lot of separation between the 2 yellows.
And really you only get 1 chance of this. You don't want to risk giving up a steal. So if the double's not made, more than likely Norway will be forced to score here. I like his chances, though. Sweeping now, they can really control the line. If you want to keep it straight, you'll see the person on the inside take it. If they need to curl a bit, you see the outside sweeper trying to help it move a bit. So watch the sweepers. Close. Not quite. Hits it high side. You can see what Denmark does here.
Split the rings.
There's 2 shots here. You can hit and roll, which is a little less risky. No chance of ever giving up 2. You might roll out, though. It's tricky to hit around that back one. Or if you split the rings, you'd hate to leave it top 8 foot, leave a double for 2 all of a sudden.
And he played a perfect end. Right. Give up 2 would be not good.
And you know Norway will take it on if it's available.
Vi skal i hvert fald, altså midt i 12-foder nok. Godt læg den der.
You can see the dilemma.
Det er bare
They're talking about going top 8 foot.
midt i 12-foder nok. Okay.
Up the middle. Just to a spot where there is no nose hit to score. A lot of pressure on the sweepers on this one to get it in the exact spot.
If you make this shot perfect, it's a wonderful call, but it's the most difficult call.
Go!
Just in the top 8 foot is exactly where they want this rock to land.
Top 4! Kun her! Top 4! T-line. T-line. Kan vi komme bagud?
Don't be too deep. Set up a double.
Okay.
Could not have thrown it in a worse spot. And it was swept the whole way down. Like, that was a sweeping error, not a throwing error. But as you said, Kevin, the hardest shot to call was the one they just played. Hit and roll was easier. Drawing wide was less risky. So you said you've thrown really 15 very good shots in a row here, and then you make one mistake here, and to give up 2 is a real shame. So again, conversely, pretty good opportunity here for Walshad. Makes this shot 80% of the time, I'd say, for 2, maybe more.
Yep.
Ja!
Whoa. Yep.
Ja! Hard, Magnus! Hard, hard, hard! Hard,
pretty
hard,
good.
hard, 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 hard.
A gimme from Denmark. Norway will take it, and they will grab their 2 points here in the second end and get a 2-0 lead. As we wrap up the second end.
Rent.
Nei, men jeg var redd for at jeg prøver jo liksom å sette den så nøytralt som mulig, men så er jeg redd for at det snekes inn litt aktiv der.
Ja. Skal bare gå ud og tage 2. Så er det klart.
Ja.
Skal bare lige være sikker på det.
Right.
Det er det, du sagde. Men jeg tror, det er, fordi han har spillet sit draw til 10, sin LSD derude, så føler han, den er lidt sikrere. Ja.
Men det er også derfor, jeg tænkte, okay, hvis man ikke er så sikker på indlægget derude, så kan man lave ramrullet i stedet for.
Jamen,
det er hvordan 11'eren kører.
Det er ikke, hvis Indlæg ikke er kommet ind. Nej. Så det er sådan bare til en corner derovre.
Ja.
Blente, bak 10. Pent tenkt, men kunne ha dreid. Liksom det hadde orka.
Spare på puta.
Ja.
Puta.
13-3.
Bra ikke, Kristian.
We were watching live coverage of the BK Tires OK Tire World Men's Curling Championship here in Calgary, and Kevin, a surprising 2-ender there for Team Norway, but they'll take advantage of that sweeping error by Team Denmark, and maybe a little strategic error as well to get a good jump here in this opening game.
Yeah, Team Denmark played a very, very well played end until the last stone. Could have split the rings, and even the call wasn't wrong. It just needed to be top 8 at the most.
The higher in the house, the better in that situation. But we saw them sweep it almost all the way right to when it stopped. So a little inexperienced perhaps, but as you said, it was the hardest of the 3 options. They either hit and roll, draw wide, or draw to the top 8, and they paid the price for the call. Certainly, but no option now. You'll see Denmark really throw up some corner guards, and Norway is going to mix it up with them here in end number 3. Stone back 8, which is not helpful to Norway to get things going, and now we've got a couple guards, and we'll have some action here in end number 3, Kev.
Definitely some action, and well-placed stones in the back 8, starting the end in the back 8 for Team Norway. Not exactly where they wanted. That would have been better up in the top of the rings. So at any point in time, Team Denmark will be able to freeze to that back stone. Trying to come around the corner guard goal.
Tobias. Whoa. Yep.
Tricky staggered board here for
Sideline.
Denmark, but they're doing a great job here. Another great come around here from Kasper Wichstein. Beautiful come around last end and get things going, and another one here. Really well played. The bad news is for Denmark, they're not shot stone, so you're going to see Norway go around the middle. Likely going to see some run backs here from Denmark, trying to open up the middle and try to bring that buried stone around the corner into play. Norway would love to get this buried in front of the tee line.
Yeah, line looks really good. Nearly 8 foot.
Great shot.
Just barely better than the yellow, so that's exactly where they wanted it. Perfect shot.
Overcurled a hair, so there's open on the outturn side through the port.
Oof.
Tough.
A little wee bit, not very much. That's a pretty good shot, but maybe see what, 1 inch maybe?
Yeah, wide open from the booth. Tough on the ice though. Oh, they've gone back to the run back. I think that's what as we anticipated that play anyway, so I like this call better. Not that we get a vote up here, but I think it's the right call, Kev.
I certainly like it. It's early in the end. Open up the middle a little bit.
You'll probably see at least 2 more guards from Norway, depending on the success rate of the Denmark run backs here.
Bare fart. Mulig Torger må ta den på slutten her.
These aren't easy though, Mike, to be able to place the guard perfect. It's a lot of ice being taken, and depending on the depth of the guard makes all the difference in the amount of curl late. So this is very much a communication shot from the thrower to the skip to the sweepers.
Nice job there. Good guard. This is our second update. Team RCF taking on the Netherlands. And bit of a mess here for Team RCF. Orthodox thrower Sergei Glukov. He's playing the intern tap here, Kevin, I think.
Very difficult shot. The weight needs to be perfect on this shot to tap the red stone onto the button, and needs a good chunk of the button. Very, very nicely done. Good shot.
Back in our feature game, you see Denmark changed tactics a little bit after the pretty good guard was made. They went with the quiet weight tap. Pretty good shot there in the sense that they did move the red Norwegian stone off the top of the rings, and they are shot stone, so they're bringing play into the house now, and potential double or maybe an outside chance of getting one of those yellows to count as a second point here.
Trying to figure out the amount of curl.
And it all depends on the weight you throw. So he's not heavy.
Hard on this! Hard! Hard!
See, this was a tap back, and you see barely has enough steam on it to move that rock to the sideboard. So just a little light there from Torger. He'll be disappointed with that.
Big opportunity now, though, with that wrecking of the guard. 2 yellows in the house, and an opportunity to maybe hit and roll.
Yeah, chance to lie 2. Probably want to roll this about half buried if they can. They could roll too far, there might be another double back.
Hold down! Whoa! Down! Kom så derover.
Just rolling a little further
Godt,
than I would
Tobias.
have liked, but not a bad spot. Still line 2. All the play behind the tee line though here, so
15.
pretty comfortable situation for Denmark. And lots of yellow in play.
11. Rent. Litt løs.
Torger would
Okay,
really like to get a little bit of a roll here.
Rent nære. Bra fart. Yep. Yep. Hard. Wow. Hard. Wow. Yep. Wow. Bra spill.
Beautiful roll.
10-4. Bra.
It is buried.
Jeg kan egentlig også.
Little redemption. Kevin, another update.
Væk lige den der,
Team Scotland, red stones, line 1 here.
Line 1, and Bruce Mote has an opportunity, a very difficult shot, but a wide in-turn draw. Needs almost a chunk of the button. This spot in the ice curls a lot. Where I'm sitting, this is rocks coming actually right at me. So I can see exactly the line here, and
We're coming down. We're pretty good now.
Coming down. Still heavy, still heavy, still heavy.
We're good. We're good. We're good.
line is perfect, needing just a chunk of the button. Beautiful shot. That's a big 2 points coming back after giving a steal in the first. So nicely done. 2-1 Scotland.
That was reasonably sincere too. That was good.
I like Bruce. We get along really, really well, actually.
That's the beautiful thing. We do know most of these athletes. And, on our feature sheet, beautiful sweeping there from Team Denmark after the great roll by Torger, getting it in there. Tobias Thune was able to answer the call. A little help from his sweepers.
Well, the big part there, Mike, is that not only is that rock completely buried, but it's in front of the tee.
Right.
And that's important, because now a freeze being made to the yellow won't be shot stone. If you can imagine, if it's deeper behind the tee, a freeze would be shot rock. So very important to stay in front of the tee there.
Also 14-7.
It's going to be hard for Norway to not leave an opportunity to score 2 here for Denmark. Little pressure here. The freeze is the call. Trying to get corner frozen on that yellow and really cut down the scoring area. He forced to us a very similar shot that Bruce Mullet just made for 2.
Same
Ball
type
goes
of
well.
Same type of event setup.
Snakk fart. Har plass.
Very difficult to make these freezes. You need to be on an angle. Freezing to the face doesn't really help you. You try to stay offset a little bit.
Center line side in this case.
Not curling enough.
Ja.
Boy. Any way to make those 2 reds get out of there? Open things up, maybe bring those other yellows? Probably not. And it looks very difficult to play any type of hit
Ja, så skal han spille den
on
her.
the left side of that red stone.
Vi har den der.
Well buried doesn't help you a whole lot either.
Bare hak.
Their red will, the Norwegian stone at the back of the 4-foot will remain second shot. What do you like there, Kevin?
I certainly like the chap and roll behind the cover, because you see the yellow rock on the side of the 8-foot? You could always come off of that on the Danish last stone, and that would be for 4.
Right.
So need to get the red stone of the top 4-foot out of play, roll buried, and any kind of a miss by Norway could set up a 4-ender. So very interesting end this time.
Trick here is not roll too far and leave a double for Norway on that yellow as well. So this is a very delicate shot here.
Vi vil ikke rulle helt dækket med den der, vel? Jo, altså det gør ikke noget at rulle helt dækket. Så åbner vi indlægget til os selv, hvis ikke han... Ja. Go!
Don't know this Danish team as well as we've seen Walshad's team before on the World Curling Tour, Grand Slam Tour, and I'm impressed so far. They've made a ton of shots with the first 3 ends.
I'm trying to get the inside.
Okay.
So what type of risk do you take on here if you're Norway?
Men samtidig er den for 2.
That double is a little scary in the sense you could end up jamming it onto your own reds, the 2 yellows. So
give up probably 3 if you miss that. Of course, there is a triple available on the yellows if you wished to take it on.
is it worth the risk?
Ooh, scary to try it.
Ja, for at du skal garde der og gi den innoffen.
Guard eller han spiller
Close guard, begge
Talking guard, if they do take away the path for the draw.
Liker ikke å garde den, eller gjøre den.
Fairly simple in off though for 2.
You roll right into those reds.
Jeg tror du holder med vanlig.
Jeg hadde noe sånt på 15 din.
Jeg tror hvis du får den helt, du kan jo spille litt,
I
litt mer
don't think
fart.
there's any problem with
Men ikke 11,
Team
tror jeg.
Norway playing
Jeg
it
tror du kan
off
spille
with
vanlig,
lightweight,
i hvert fall.
not too
Da
hard.
må du
Just
rulle her, og så rulle litt opp.
roll
er
in there.
nesten- Jeg tror ikke det er noe dårligere.
Could maybe be shot stone on the back button.
Og hvis den er for
made
tynn, så
perfectly.
får vi den der.
Jeg tror jeg får en
Masse å gå
40-50.
på.
Ja, ja. 40-50.
Well, that could be the ice for the hit or the guard.
Og så kan rulle via
My
en av
Norwegian
våre
isn't what it
egne
once was, Kev, so it looks like the ice for the hit.
vanlig.
I like this call a lot if it's a hit. The guard I'm not as
Doesn't help you much,
excited
does it?
about.
What's the danger here for Norway? Hitting this too thin, probably, and rattling those reds around?
Maybe set up an angle on the yellow in the top 8, so not throwing it very hard and just trying to hit it half a rock or so.
Wow! Nei! Magnus! Magnus!
Trying to make it curl here now.
Magnus!
For leggen, da. Bra spill.
Didn't quite get shot, but takes away the draw. The tap is available for 2 here. So
Bra spill, Steffen.
both teams may be breathing a little sigh of relief. One way or the other. Could have gone worse for both teams. And tricky little shot here for Denmark too. So it should be made, I would say.
To your point though, Mike, this is the 3rd end, and it's been 3 excellent ends in a row by Team Denmark. They've actually been running this game other than one draw that went too deep to give up the deuce. Otherwise, it's been a strong effort so far by Team Denmark.
So a little bit of backing here for Mikkel Kraus.
Go! Tæt. God fart. Lidt hurtigt. Bagkant. Bagkant. Bagkant.
A lot of rotation. This needs to curl quite a bit. They want to make this shot.
It's trying. It's trying.
Ja, stærkt.
I think they got it. It's going to be a close look at the one at the back, but I believe it's 2.
Looks like 2 and a very nice end. Well done.
Tie game here after 3 in our feature matchup, Norway versus Denmark, after 3 ends of play.
Ja, jeg slipper lidt i dag. Kom. Nå, det er godt nok.
Jeg havde 10. Så den var, altså den var kørt igennem, hvis ikke den havde ramt. Jeg havde 12, 66. 12, 66. Godt, Mark.
Den litt i gang.
Steffen, sier du for til henne at scoreboard er feil?
Ja. So it's 2-2. It's supposed to be 2 there. Jeg følte jeg satt den som jeg ville.
Wow! 3-12. Så. Lang. Er det selv? Ja, den er god. Wow! Skal komme 4? Ja, den kommer til at lande her. Sindssygt, mand, den sejler her. Ja. Hvad har du der, Mikkel? 22. Hvad? 22.
Den er fin. Den er gul.
Den er bra.
Det er 3.
Fourth end underway
Den er gul.
here at the 2021 World Men's Curling Championship, and
Kanskje en halsstang foran.
great start to our feature matchup, 2-2 through two ends of play.
Spinn, Magnus.
And
3.
Norway, with the hammer for the first time, is going to throw up a corner guard and try to get things going here in the fourth.
Lang! Ej, god fart! 2, 3. 2. Go! 2. Skift skal svinge. Ja! Yes! Hard! Go! Hard! Godt faret. Ja, så køler den selvfølgelig ikke så meget.
Har plass, Torger. Hard, Torger. Hard, Torger. Hard, kom igjen. Du har tak på den. Kom igjen. Hard.
Trying to make a curl here. Trying to roll buried.
11-3. Litt mye is,
That's
Magnus.
really one of the biggest changes in the last few years, isn't it, Kevin, with the sweepers? Both, you know, one of those things, we competed for so many years and we never really thought to get a guy making the rock curl all those years, and the last 5 or 6 years we've really seen the game change a lot, particularly on the sweeping side.
It's quite amazing that we didn't figure that out. You know, in practice, I would actually do that, but never thought to take it from practice to the game. Very weird. And now it's commonplace, and yeah, it makes you feel kind of silly that we didn't discover it and start to use it earlier in the game.
Well, it's funny, you watch old tapes and what was I doing? Why wrong guy sweeping? So for those of you, if the rock's curling towards your feet, you're on the inside of the stone. You're the person that can keep the rock straight. The person where the rock's curling away from you on the other side, you're the one who can make it curl. For those of you wondering, and of course, the stronger you are, the more effective you're going to be doing both of those jobs. There's a good look. Vikstein on the inside, trying to keep it straight. And once he's by the guard, the other sweeper takes it on, tries to make it curl. So we'll see that all week long here at the World Men's Curling Championship. Well, anything you watch from here on high-level curling, you're going to see that that take place. With a high side sweeper there, trying to make it curl, have a rock stay in play. Well done. So, trying to get 2 here if you're Team Norway, but they're being conservative about it, continuing to hit stones even though they're in the 12th. But they could decide to come around at some point. Likely now they'll rock out in the wings. Kev, best place to roll here for Denmark. If they roll buried, it's going to be behind the tee line.
Yeah, roll into the 8-foot would be terrific. You'd probably see Team Norway hit it. A nose hit here, I think you're right. Right, Norway would probably go around one of the guards. This is nosed. Trying to keep this rock straight, though. Trying to roll 8-foot. Beautiful. Not buried, so that's a good thing. And sure enough, Team Norway is going to hit it, which is the right call. Into the 8-foot circle.
Rolls another foot. It seems to be good if it's buried, but way behind the tee line, Norway would certainly would have changed gears and run around.
Linja fin.
Marcus having a good game so far, 92%.
Torger.
In game 1, I was able to do that math. That's his tournament average, but I know it's only game 1. So. Well done.
Nice weight control.
Yes, really important to stay there, not allow Denmark a free opportunity to come around the middle. I suspect a draw is coming here on Norway's next one, no matter where this stays. They rock in the back 12-foot now. moves. Tobias last end made the beautiful roll to set up the 2.
Okay.
Nice hit and stay, and
8-2.
here we go.
Hvad siger du? 8-2.
Around the corner guard.
20-8-2.
What makes curling such a wonderful sport.
Er det vel om
The
her?
whole end,
Ja, litt mer.
Norway was thinking of doing
Ser ut
this.
som en voldsom finish der.
Manipulate, rolling to the 12-foot, waiting for an opportunity. Yellowstone back in the house in the 12-foot. Here's the opportunity. Go around the corner guard for shot stone and try to set up that possible 2 points.
Litt tight. Litt tight. 4. OK, tidlig om dere kan. 6.
Linja er bra.
Linja er bra nå. 5. Linja er gull.
Høyt dere tør, mye shot.
6.
Høyt dere
good.
tør,
Markus,
mye
er du
shot.
klar? Markus.
We know what Barry's
Smøyer
here.
meg litt.
It's
Har
not
du Markus?
Denmark. Come around the second one.
Og holder.
Beautiful shot. Perfect.
Spill. Bra. Vent. Så er det overcooked litt.
Another update. Team
Der skal vi der.
RCF taking on the Netherlands. Red. Looking like they're in pretty good shape there, Kevin.
Den her.
As an in-off is being attempted here. Throwing it away, actually. There was no, excuse me, throwing it away. Nothing going on there, and it's going to be a steal of 1.
Just a case where there was nothing good could come of it, and that's a well-placed redstone on the button. 2-0.
It's an interesting team to watch, Team Netherlands. They've had some good success over the last few years in Europe, playing on the tour over there, winning a couple of big events.
Det er bra, det.
Not a, kind of one of those traditional curling countries, but a team that's been at the World Championships for a
Theo,
number
om du
of
bare
years.
holder hjemme, så er det bra.
Their goal here this week, make no mistake, is finish in the top 6 and secure a berth
Jeg tror det er samme faktisk.
at the Olympics in Beijing. So that's what's at stake here for these teams, is the top 6 teams in the field at the end of the week will be automatically qualified for the 2022 Olympics in Beijing. So there's more to play for than just the championship at this event. A lot of pressure on all of these teams.
Markus.
Ser det vi ut? Mekjøl synes dere må gå. Mekjøl synes dere må gå.
Hvor er han? 5. OK. 4,5-5 er bra. Trenger ikke lengre. Ja, litt lenger.
So saw the beautiful come around by Torger on his first. Another great come around here. Just leaving the inside edge.
Jeg tenkte det var
undercover.
liksom å legge en dobbelen gratis.
I'd like to have had that curl another 2 or 3 inches maybe, but the weight was perfect. No double there.
It's important to leave this side showing, not curl too much and show the other side, because then the hit and roll goes towards the other red. So, wonderfully done.
So Denmark, although they indicated the hit and roll buried, you ever hate to tick that guard and give up 3 all of a sudden, and sometimes you just got to take your medicine. Make sure you get by the guard, hit it on the nose, and maybe you might get a little mistake from Walshut on his last. Yeah, a little more ice. Looks a little snug. Make sure we get by.
Go! Lang! Lidt hurtigt!
Krause's 88% the only mistake was that going a little deep there in the second end cost him a point.
Used to curl. Sweeper's doing an excellent job.
Yeah, really well done by Tuna to get that to curl enough to stay. So no matter where this rolls, 2 is the biggest chance for Norway. I don't see if they roll buried, they've got to hit the wide one, don't they? Look at Tuna working hard on this, Kev.
Very powerful sweeper.
Det vil være åndssvagt at gå efter den derude, fordi så giver du allerede 2 væk.
Interesting here if Norway nose hits this. The temptation would be to hit and roll buried if you're Denmark, but that Yellowstone at the back of the rings, you end up jamming it. Same thing, roll too far, you end up giving up 3. So we'll see if they nose it. You don't want to go too aggressive for this roll. You say the closer you roll to the red on the right, the more opportunity for a double there might be. What do you like, nose, or do you try for the roll?
I like those. There's no need to do anything that may
Keep your shots easy.
jeopardize. Yes, keep your shots easy. Don't want to jeopardize the 2 points. You've played a good end. You've earned it. Now,
Marcus!
try to just be. Need to stick around. It
Perfect.
it does
Just.
by a little bit.
Så det også, der ligger, ikke?
Holdt akkurat. Er litt dumt.
That was scary.
11-3.
If that rolls another couple of inches, a nose hit would have been split across the
Ligger
house.
vi
But
to?
now,
Nej.
needing the roll behind the center guard for
Lang rull,
Team
yes.
Denmark.
Nej, den tog lige en krølle.
Okay.
Kom tilbage.
Difficult roll to roll
Let's
4.5 feet buried.
Stop
But,
den i gang.
Worth trying. He knows it doesn't do any good, so try for the roll.
Mads, du har rullet. Gå! Tæt!
Jump! Jump! Jump!
Kom så, du har den. Du har den. Du har den. Wow.
Sit.
Shorter working hard to get this out.
Okay.
Just too far. Well swept.
Ja, bra for to.
Midt på 12, samme som det.
Very difficult shot to roll buried across the house like that. That was within just a small margin of making that shot perfectly.
Hva hadde dere på torget sin? 15 blank. Ja, det var fint.
Det var 6.
So a draw to the full 12-foot circle
Jeg tror 5 nå.
for 2 points.
Ja, den er innenfor den
Så
da.
det er innenfor den, altså.
Jeg tror jeg kan
Føles urørt.
Det ser litt lenger ut, men trøbb.
Sweepers will let us know here how this looks.
For deres linje er bra.
Har en plass?
Da trenger du ikke å koste. Det er masse å gå på, da.
They've not dropped off entirely, so it's probably okay.
No problem.
Well done.
Two.
A well-earned 2 there for Norway. As they bounce
Med
back.
flyet til sliden liksom hele veien.
Nice bounce back for Torger after
Det er bra.
14-2.
coming light last end, cost them 2. Beautiful come around by Torger in this end, got them 2 points. 4-2 after 4 for Norway.
Sitt på topp også. Vi fortsætter bare.
Jeg synes, vi spiller udmærket.
Ja, ja.
Altså, det er jo nogle marginaler nogle gange. Altså for eksempel der, hvor jeg skulle spille runbacken, og lige er den der ude.
Yeah, Darren made a good one in his last.
Oh, sorry, okay.
God tid. God tid. Ja da. 15 sekunder på det.
Linja er gul. Kjennes hardest fortsatt.
Ja, vi er der.
Ok.
Tror jeg. Bedre den her, da.
Linja er fin. Køle litt nå. Overkøl. Hvor er den?
Ja. Er der omtrent. Så litt kortere.
Full også.
Well, the game of deuces here so far, Kev. The team with the hammer being very efficient, managing to capitalize on the advantage of last rock.
Well played so far. Every end's been really well played by both teams. Excellent.
Go!
Curling game so far. So we'll see Team Denmark throwing the corner guard up in their attempt to respond. Another 2.
Rigtig god retning nu. 1-2.
Or maybe even more.
2.
They had a couple of opportunities in the third end. But again, well played by Norway just to counter that and held them to 2. So better start here for Team Norway here in end number 5. Magnus was able to get that rock to stop in front of the T line. Now they can throw the corner, or excuse me, the center guard and apply a little more pressure to Denmark. Make things a little more difficult.
Jeg tror bare slipper han, jeg. Jeg også vil ikke...
Pretty good start. See the 2 options. Around the corner, play the freeze up the middle. Both good calls. Just pick one and go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Both are very, very... I guess maybe the team feeling you have, what's your comfort level, but there's no problem with either call. The more conservative play would be to go around the corner guard. The more aggressive plays to go around the center, neither of them being wrong.
Go!
What we have seen so far from Kasper at lead, he's made 2 beautiful come-arounds on the corner guard in the corner guard situation, so he likes it. Made them both. Give him another one.
Sweepers are just keeping this clean, so it's got to be close again. Just really nice shooting.
Old, funny, and good.
and
good added one. His self-description in his bio. Really well played. Not shot rock, but again, not a big deal. Just trying to have a few of your yellows hanging around as the end develops. See if you can figure out a way to bring them into play if you're Team Denmark.
Torger da, hvis dere er lang.
Magnus skal. Ja, veldig lange, tror jeg.
Må gå med køls hvis den er lang. Hvor er han?
Innsida, på innsida. Vi er lange.
Ok, dra den gjennom da, så vil ikke ligge igjen
This
som
is not curling and looks a little warm.
Which is the reason it didn't curl. Just a little bit heavy.
And this will give you an indication of why it's important at lead stones to have your rocks positioned well, because even though there's a miss, there's still a bit of work for Denmark to get that rock to count. You see that rock is buried, the red stone is buried right around the center guard in front of the tee line. So a bit of work still for Denmark, even though they've gotten some help. This will require a quiet weight tap back of some sort. Or do you play the run back and roll your shooter over to the right?
I like the intern tap myself. I think the ice is moving enough, but the weight has to be perfect here. Just back line.
Yeah. 50-60.
Looks like they even called the freeze based on that ice. That's not tap back ice, that's for sure. So
that's fine, no problem.
Also good, yes.
Go! Otte! Kun 12! Kun 12! 12! God fart! 12! Yes! God fart!
Sweepers weren't really on that much, Kevin. All of a sudden, it was way short, so interesting there. I'm not sure if they got caught with a new spot, but big mistake. Norway changing gears, going to play the run back now. Well, let's go back over to sheet A. We saw the Netherlands throw one away to drop down to 2-0 deficit, but they've bounced back here, and Wouter Gosgens throwing last rock has a chance for 2.
Coming off the one in the middle, needs to bump the red.
And bumped it right in between. The shooter didn't roll too far. Really good shot there, and got there 2 to tie things up. So that'll make them feel a little better on the board here at the 2021 Worlds. There we go. A little high five. Well earned.
Go!
And back on our feature sheet, you saw the run back attempt.
Go!
almost made. As these, you'll see as the rocks come into play here, trying to get by the guard with a quiet tap again. That red guard, excuse me, the yellow guard was run back, and you see that yellow just hanging on the back. And a beautiful touch there from Denmark to tap that stone out and lie two here with the hammer in end number 5.
And that was that back line weight we were talking about. Just exactly enough weight to get the red stone through the rings. So this will be the same attempt.
Torker is able to get his rocks to curl. Watching him over the years, kind of has that very upright delivery and his hand on top, and just opens his hand, and the rock starts to move pretty quickly generally for him. But beautiful touch there. And there's a lot of ways to throw the rock. The key thing for any athlete that's watching is try to do it the same all the time, so your skip can get a good read and put the broom in the right spot for you. Nice roll there. Very difficult to deal with that red stone and avoid jamming on that stone at the back. So
I like what they're thinking here coming around, because that red stone is under the yellow guard a little. This might be a good opportunity to come around to the top 8. There's no run back. So.
And the other option, of course, would be to run your short yellow into that red on the left side. The trick again is how do you play the run back and have your shooter stay in the rings. This out turn through the port is probably the hardest option, as we talked about earlier in the game.
Try to make it without knocking your yellow, the back biter out. So I don't. This was probably a call I wouldn't play. Just simply, it's too difficult. The draw into the 8 foot is quite easy and set up for the 2 points. Oh, here we go.
Didn't like the look of that out turn through the port, certainly. I like this call too. Front of the tee line. Tobias is the key here. Plenty of room by the.
Does not want to be heavy.
You're going to see Kasper, the lead, just jump on this now. He's got the rock and trying to help it curl. Staying on it. Dead buried.
Dead buried.
Little deep.
A little deep. Absolutely. Now, if this freeze is made, understanding yellow will be shot. But where do you draw to get 2 points? It's kind of, yes, it's buried, but it's really cut the house down if this freeze is made.
Var det fart? Linja fin. Som 6. 7. Okej, 6 är bra. 6. Var det fart? Linja gull. Ha litt plass. Linja gull.
Much tighter line here.
Markus, limen på. Japp.
Limen på, gutter.
Probably a little lighter.
Hard, ikke slipp dem da. Helt ned.
Carry as far as possible.
Limen på.
Bra spill, Torgeir.
Over curl to hair. Pretty good spot though. That yellow red on the left hand side is not too bad looking if you're team Norway with a quiet weight tap perhaps. And if you're Denmark, where do you go now?
Har du satt den satt oppover der?
Ja, for når jeg tok hogg på dem, så trodde jeg den var litt bak 8. Det var 13-9. Du har 14-2 nå.
Altså max halv på. Jeg vil egentlig gerne fryse kvart på.
I like this call, the freeze.
Altså kort heller ikke forfærdeligt.
Keep the rock at an angle.
Nej, det var min første indskud, så var nemlig at lægge den der. Så bare passe på ikke at lukke vores
egen. To your point, Kevin. That red stone. Put that red stone right on top of the yellow. Really would have cut down the scoring area. So now there's still 2 or 3 feet of space for Denmark to get a second one in there. The trick, of course, is going to be maintaining that room with still 5 rocks to come here.
Ikke samme fart.
Back over to sheet D, Kevin, and how's Team Martin, I should say, Team Botcher doing over there?
Team Botcher, well, you saw that red rock actually in the back forefoot shot stone, and that was Bruce Moult's last one. They were in trouble looking at maybe giving up a 3 or a 4-ender, but Bruce made a beautiful freeze.
Starting to get some back in.
It only gives Canada a draw 4-1, and it needs to have the button.
Make sure.
Looks pretty good, line's good, needing the button, but see that red stone, that freeze? That was Bruce Moult's last one. Fantastic, and it's 1 yellow, a force. Tie game at 2.
And look at our sheet. Beautiful, perfect angle created there by Team Denmark in their freeze. So if any attempt of made to hit that yellow on the red will miss the one on the tee line, and could not have walked that down any better. So with only skip rocks to come here, another chance for 2 or more with a little mistake here from Team Norway. And they're just trying to guard here and not allow any other way in there. Trying to prevent the path to that corner of the forefoot from being available. A beautiful freeze by Denmark.
Perfect. Absolutely 100% perfect.
Jeg har lyst til å litt forbi den sentergarden.
Even if this guard is made, a person could always ricochet off of that red guard onto the yellow for Team Denmark, and that would be for 3. So, dangerous situation here for Team Norway.
Ja, den er jo litt, den er vel litt kort om 2, er den ikke? Ja. Så bare så vidt mer enn 2. Tok om 1.
Yeah, never a great feeling as a skip. Just trying to kind of throw a prevent guard here. That's a completely defensive shot here for Wallstad. And like I said, you know the feeling, Kevin. Sometimes you're just in trouble and you're just trying to get out of dodge without giving up too much damage. So this is hard to swallow your pride sometimes and throw this shot.
Because even if you make this perfect, you're still in trouble.
Okay, we guarded that side. Now what? But I think there might be room there to have an attempted come around if they want to take it on to get 3. It's a very tight port, but look, the nose hit. Jeez. Red onto the yellow. That was the perfect freeze. Spilled them both out and stay 2 buried. Bring 3 into the mix.
I like this call.
Yep. I say pick one and go with it, whatever your gut tells you. But it's very low risk for Denmark. That stone on the button's pretty secure.
Yeah, there's no way to raise this rock onto
do damage
right to the button.
Jeg kan godt lide den der.
If this is made absolutely perfect, 3 is definitely on
Og de skyder ikke på det der. Centeren og så dernede i, ikke?
We've discussed this in the past in our broadcasting career, but one of my faux pas: never guard your opponent's stones. I say that all the time. It very rarely works out well. And this is a case where they ended up having to guard their opponent's stone. Norway did, and now they're going to run this same guard right back and could come back to bite you immediately.
Så kan være, du rykker den der lidt, men det er også det. Du kan bare gå efter lige på. Jeg tænker, vi går efter lige på. Alternativt så står
so just off nose, come back, clip the left side of that yellow that's frozen to the red. One red will go to the right, the other red goes to the left, and you're lying 2 buried. And really nothing much available for Team Norway. Certainly nothing easy.
This is almost a nose hit, but not quite. It's a fraction, just a little bit.
Fraction on the outside. And I say it's really hard to kind of make this poorly.
Og bare på retten så tynd som muligt, ikke? Jo, bare lige slice den der. Altså jeg går efter med maven
worse than standing on the backboard with your fingers crossed, open for a miss. All right, here we go.
Hvad fart spiller I? 9. Og hvad, altså ned på den mod. Målet er lige at catche den dernede.
Challenge for young teams on this particular shot is to not overthrow it. Just throw it clean, make sure you get the weight right.
Lidt hurtigt. Lidt hurtigt. Kasper! Kasper!
Trying to make the curl.
Out there a little bit, just off nose.
Okay. Again.
Well, you can see the low risk factor for Denmark. Really a complete miss, and they're no worse off. You know, obviously no chance for 3 anymore with the guard. So I suspect Falstaff will try to throw it back into the same spot. We'll have a look at this here. Trying to make it curl and right through the uprights. Sigh relief if you're a Norway fan.
Throw the guard. If this guard over curls, there will be an out-turn draw also available, depending what they feel Team Denmark wants to do.
To.
Ja. Høyt som mulig bare. Linja er bra. Høyt som mulig.
2,5.
Høyt. Høyt. Åh.
Må køle litt, tror jeg.
Vær med litt,
Line's
må
good.
gå litt, Magnus.
Litt lenger inn her, altså.
Ja.
Throwing the guard a little higher to make the run back a little tougher, but that by doing so there is a draw. We'll see what they elect to play here. The draw is not that easy though. You'd have to just miss that rock on the left by the K and BKT tires in order to keep it straight enough to get into the forefoot area, but it is available. Or they play the same shot, Kevin. What do you like?
I like either. I would play the draw myself. That is quite a long raise to attempt.
Look at this call. Ooh. This, ooh, you know, yellow, red, red directly. You could get 3 out of this.
Maybe even 4. It has to be across the top a little bit. The yellow might sneak in for a biter. This might be for 4.
Any risk on this side of the sheet for giving up shot stone?
I don't think so.
Maybe if you're really unlucky, maybe. But I mean, you don't get many shots for 4 at this level. So do you take it on? Certainly, the shot for 2 is easier.
Jeg tænker, det er den her.
The more I look at it, the more I like that, that angle raise. What do you think?
Sure, it's definitely there. It's just math. About a half a rock on that front yellow would into the red and back to make the double.
Get your angles right. And 3 for sure, and if you can get that top one to stay in the rings, maybe 4.
Det er kun et stykke, vi skal have fat i. 1 centimeter til det indlæg. Altså, der er masser af plads til indlæg, men du bedre lige
One thing and again, this is just for young skips out here, I don't like the fact that they're still undecided as the skip is in the hack ready to throw, and they're still discussing options. Pick one and commit.
Det skal meget tyndt, Mads.
They're playing maybe an in-off, Kevin, like a skinny in-off for 3.
God fart!
That's what I mentioned quite a few rocks ago. It's very difficult.
Kasper!
Just a wee touch. Too big a touch.
Okay.
So again, a couple of ends now with for Norway breathing a sigh of relief here, as you know, Denmark's really controlled the end so far in this game, but it hasn't worked in their favor on the scoreboard, and it's going to be 4-3 for Norway as we reach the 5th end break of draw number 1 here at the World Championship.
Gul.
Er ikke pause?
Rød dobbel.
Det var riske, også.
Ja, de kunne
pause.
få stjerning da.
De kunne gi bort 2-stilling på den også, da.
Ja, det kunne det.
Kev looks back on the first 5 ends here, and it was a mistake by Denmark leading to this pretty easy double here for Wallstatt in end number 2.
Yes, that rock could have stopped anywhere in the top of the house, and it would have been no double, but stopped in the perfectly bad spot, and nicely done. In-turn double for 2.
You know, when Denmark was able to make a nice 2 back in the 3rd end, but last roll rolled a little too far, leaving Wallstatt a pretty easy shot here for 2. So it's been a game. As I said, Denmark's really controlled the ends, but the last couple stones of each end have left Norway some pretty easy shots for 2 and some very difficult shots for Denmark as Norway took control there 4-2. And in the 5th end, as I said, to that point, they're trying a very difficult in off that red guard just out by the logo, the BKT Tires logo, and scale, you make this shot 1 in 10 at best.
At best, very, very difficult. Trying to just paper thin the red rock. Just hit it as thin as possible, but it doesn't curl enough, and it's 1 point.
Sigh of relief for Team Norway as they maintain a 1-point lead here after 5 ends. We have an update here from Sheet B, Korea and Italy, and you see Italy jumped out to a very quick 5-0 lead here, and perhaps some nerves here from the young Korean team, but this is a chance to get on the board. Line's good, difficult draw.
Way out wide, needing a good chunk of the 4-foot circle. Line looks really, really good coming around here. Nice brushing all the way, actually to the side of the button. So fantastic, 1 point.
So 5-1 for Italy after 5th end break. And here's the rest of the scores. They say Team RCF, you got 2 in the 5th. They're in control there after 5 ends, and saw our update. And then Team Scotland, Canada still playing the 5th end in a 2-2 tie. Scotland has the hammer.
Inne på vår side.
Ja. Jeg merker på de harde tekene, så det sånn, jeg har så lyst til å gjøre sånn, og så når jeg ikke prøver å gjøre det, så blir det sånn, det litt sånn skjelv i trekkene.
Men da, takespillet har vært bra. Det har vært marginalt på vår side.
Ja. Men og jeg kan godt lige lave indlægget i stedet for at kigge efter den der. Drag ind og pres dem med det samme, så I får chancen senere.
Nej, fordi nu har lige spillet en hurtig en, og så går over et indlæg, hvor han ikke har indlægsfarten. Den der.
Here's some stats after 5 ends, and Kevin, tightly played match. Both teams curling in the 80s, the 86 for Norway overall against 82 for Denmark. But I think you look at the front 3 players. I think Denmark's had control here for the most part.
Nøytralt som mulig, så er jeg redd for at det er sne.
Lang! God! Masser af plads. 3-12. Mikkelsen. 3. Helstik. 3. Okay, godt. Yep. God langt. Hårdt.
Welcome back to 6th end action of the BK Tires and OK Tire World Men's Curling Championship 2021, coming to you from Winsport Arena here at Canada Olympic Park in Calgary. And heck of a first half here as skip Stefan Wallstadt's gone to the rally cap. Kevin, he's got the toque on for the second half. And for those of you watching around, a toque in Canada, that's the knitted cap he's got on. So a little Canadian expression for you. But heck of a first half by both teams, and I think both teams. I think if you're Denmark, you got to be a little disappointed they didn't get more out of their opportunities with the hammer in Norway. A little sigh of relief. They've had a couple of easy twos handed to them by Team Denmark in this one.
Kasper playing very well, of course, making all the beautiful come-arounds early in, trying to make another one here. The key to this shot doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but just in front of the red stone.
Partially buried at least would be helpful.
That'd be great.
I think that's a good point. And we've seen Denmark make a couple of mistakes here, sweeping too deep. But that's the type of shot where, you know, just get it a little bit buried, as you said, Kevin, in front of the tee line, and you're in good shape.
He'll get full marks for that. I know it's not perfectly frozen, but that's full marks. Very nice.
Kasper's played very well in this game. He'd made everything he's looked at, really. There's Magnus at 83% through 5 ends.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
This one's coming up surprisingly short. Unusual to have a miss of that scale at this level, so something strange happened there. He looks a little surprised. I do like the Norwegian flag on that hat, though. It's good.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Good, yeah.
It's not cold in here.
No, it's really not up here in the booth. A lot of hot air in the booth, though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to make this freeze again. The perfect freeze, of course, and this time would be to line the yellows up onto red shot stone. That would be a perfect result.
This is very heavy.
Now they're wanting to roll that yellow so it doesn't leave a double.
Got away with it. Still not
I
ideal.
hit that one just slightly.
Yellow or red?
I think it was the red one.
Which way do you think?
Maybe in that direction.
They
Not much.
might have kicked the rock
Leave it
a
there.
little bit.
One of the beautiful things about our sports is players, for the most part, are their own police out there.
Til avtalen. Yep.
A run back attempt here. So Team Norway recognizing the trouble they're in here. And they were keyed up nicely to kill the yellow on the side of the rings as well. So one guard now out there. But you heard an audible groan here from the booth. We've got a shot here, Kevin, for Team Mowat for 3.
Yeah, Brendan Botcher actually on his last one tried to hit and roll to top button, but rolled just a little bit too far, and now there's a nice out-turn tap for Team Scotland and Bruce Mowat, and he has been throwing this out-turn very nicely in this game. He's made almost all of them, and once again, beautiful weight, just gets by the guard. No problem at all. Really good end by Team Scotland there.
You know, you look at this field. What a tough opening game for both of these teams. You know, you've got 2 of the highest ranked teams in the field and
in the world.
It's a heck of a match up there, and the good news is you won't have to play them later in the week either way if you need a win. But oh, what a wonderful shot there. Team Norway, big run back. That certainly changes things for Team Denmark. Some great sweeping. Red onto the 2 yellows, makes the double and hangs. That keeps that red around the back of the 12-foot. And now there's some risk in play here for Team Denmark. With that center guard out there is an opportunity to get some pressure on. But boy, oh boy, that you hate leaving your opponent's stones hanging around when you're down 1 already.
And it's a red guard, so even if this is made absolutely perfect, buried right behind, a lightweight run back, and red could sit 2. And that's if you make your shot perfect.
That's the good news. That's right. Yeah, so you never hate hoping for a miss here.
Line looks good here.
Weight's good, line's good, but as you say, Kevin, here comes the run back.
Godt spillet. Kom, Mikkel.
Took Wallstad all of about 3 seconds to figure that out.
At this level, you expect the other team to make their shot, so Stefan would have been back there saying, okay, he'll likely make this, and he's already figured out his next move.
Step. Hard. Hard, Marcus.
Torger might have turned that rock a little in his hand, may overcurl slightly. That was release.
Oh, and the bad break for Norway is you saw that glance off the yellow and take their own out of the back, so we'll have another look at the 5-time Olympian's delivery, and
slid out nice, but just his last release, it kind of went over the top a little bit, and sure enough, over curled.
A little disaster here, minor disaster, in that it takes his own out and leaves that yellow, you know, a little bit buried, I would say.
Yes!
Big change of momentum here in end number 6. Good news for Norway, they still have the hammer. And they'll always have a shot to the button at this stage.
Try to get this into the top 12 foot would be perfect. Just want it in the rings. Well done, well swept.
Stopper også med at rotere. Ja. Skal også lidt mere...
Er det trådere det sporet du spilte ned her enn der oppover der nå?
Virket litt sånn, men...
Det har gått over med måtten, og ofte er det litt glattere.
Ja. Jeg tror vi sikter på rett under 15 sted.
Ja. I stedet så hadde vi 14-2.
So the degree of difficulty on this freeze for Torger is fairly high, but there is a bit of room there to get shot stone, stay corner frozen. Still a chance for 2, but certainly much more difficult now than it was a shot ago.
Much better release for everybody watching. That release was very pure, nice, straight down the line of delivery. Nicely done.
Not heavy.
Det er bra. På toeren I hvert fall.
That rock has come up late a couple of times. And, you know, the guys, like I said, it's hard to imagine players at this level missing by 8 or 10 feet. So he looks puzzled.
Might have found a bit of a heavy stone, and of course, this being the first game of the championship, not all the rocks are known yet. That'll become a lot clearer as the week goes on. So sometimes, not every rock is identical to the other. So you need to match them up accordingly. And as the week goes on, you'll see other teams figuring out the matches.
You know, probably the worst thing about that shot for Team Norway is that rock ended up very close to the center line. It's actually a center guard. And now you know, Denmark can get this right top of the button and have a good chance of stealing.
The key is top.
In front of the tee line.
In front of the tee line. Ron is excellent.
Keep going. Keep them going. Yeah, another rock would have been another rock deeper than that, but very good shot. You know what? Norway's in some serious trouble here.
Red raise.
Jeg har tatt den der, men det hjelper ikke så mye det.
Nei, optimalt så går det jo på tinn. Så sier sånn, så det jo ikke...
You're looking at the red yellow, the tight center guard onto the yellow top 12.
I think they'll change their mind on that one.
Yeah,
3/4 da? 70?
This is the better angles and the spin that comes on the rock when each one makes contact with each other.
Ikke 70 bra?
That second red will be spinning counterclockwise in a very rapid fashion, and they'll get a lot of action on the rocks in the house. And this is where a lot of young people that want to figure this out get on the pool table. This is basically a pool shot, and figure out how the pool balls
move around. Yep. So red onto the red, straight back onto the yellow that was just thrown.
And with the spin, you might even see both yellows in the 8-foot goal.
And they'll still be in trouble if that shot gets made. So really difficult situation here for Norway. Trying to keep it straight. Oh, very good. Very good shot there. Hard to do to get it to stay there. I said I thought it might, with that spin, as you mentioned, Kevin, a lot of time that kicks out into the open. But very good shot there from Wallstad really well swept.
Ja, du fikk jo rull innover der. Det så ikke så lett ut.
So if you're Denmark now, I don't know that there's an in-turn tap for 2 there.
No, yellow is shot stone already. I'd probably throw a nice draw to the back, 4-foot buried.
I was thinking coming around, I think they're guarding the red so to prevent the angle raise, get red to yellow, which is fine. If there's no shot for 2 on the right-hand side as we're looking at it, don't mind this call. Again, you hate guarding your opponent's stones, never my favorite call. Very defensive call. And then to your point, you could go around that red, try to get it, you know, the back of the 4-foot somewhere and force them to draw the button.
Well, you're 1 down without hammer. It's an opportunity to throw it into the back 4, back button, and maybe steal a point.
So if this guard is made, I'm sure that Wallstad's already had a look at the in-turn tap for 2. They're calling T-line.
So they were playing the come around. Good.
That's the I like that call better. So.
Yes.
Top 4.
Good. Right to the back button. Right to the back button.
Okay.
Ideal.
Could not walk it down any better than that. That is perfect. And what does Norway do? You could play the conservative shot, which would be the red raise onto either of the yellow and only give up 1. But
easy shot to give up 1. Try to draw the button.
Nice shot. Really nice shot by Denmark. Excellent.
Yes, and I'll apologize again for my poor Danish. Otherwise, I would have maybe known he was calling, playing the come around to the button. But very good throw. So the key here, if you're Team Norway, make sure you get it into the 4-foot area to start. You know, only give up 1 at worst, and then if everything looks good, you take it right to the button. First goal, though, is to make sure you hit the 4-foot, regardless of line. Not a lot of room there for Wallstad on this last stone of the 6th end.
Litt via. Linja er grei. Litt via. Vi kan vente på den. Sett den på, legg på T-line. 7. Må køle.
Lots of room. Guard is not a problem.
T-line.
It's trying to curl enough. It's trying. Well done.
Good non-sweep there from followed it down, watched it carefully, right to the button, and Norway will regain that 2-point advantage here after end number 6.
Sorry, jeg trodde det var like glatt som det var på.
Ja, vi sier jo 15, og da skal 15-8 være lenger enn
Det var 14 blank, eller?
Ja, 14 blank på denne.
Ja, så er det rigtigt at gå rundt om centeren.
Ja, bestemt. Helt klart. Det var en god ende. Og så var han jo bare, altså.
Det er norsk hver gang som koster på tidligere, så alltid, alle gjør det, men alle vil liksom ta av posisjonen til han som koster. Ikke sant? Ja. Han vil liksom foran
Det var ikke lett for deg. Hæ? Det gikk ikke på deg.
Det får han faen ikke på toppen.
Skal vi flytte oss for at han skal koste? Det blir for dumt.
Kan vi starte nå, eller må vi vente nå, liksom?
Nei, det kan starte.
Torgerom da.
7. Ikke gjør det.
Lange. Det er litt trådere
Den satte her i sted, boys.
Dra litt over senteret her, så
Har ikke
Torgerom.
lyst til å gå, egentlig, men.
Bra spill, Magnus. Veldig bra.
And welcome back to 7th end action here of our feature matchup at the 2021 BK Tires and OK Tire World Men's Curling Championship. Excellent game here. 5-3 Norway leads, with Denmark having last rock advantage here in end number 7. And we're getting to the point of the game here, Kevin, where Denmark appears is going to try to get a fairly quiet end going here, and maybe have a chance to get the hammer going into end number 8 and have a situation where they'll have last rock twice in the last 3 ends and try to win this thing late.
That's just an excellent game so far, and you're right. Late in the game, it's all about the scoreboard management. It's not all about shot to shot. You look at the scoreboard and make sure you continue to control it.
So Denmark's had plenty of opportunity with last rock to score multiple points. So when they do choose to mix it up, which will, it appears that will happen in number 8. I like their chance of getting a couple of 2-enders here late in the game.
Well, this is exactly to your point, Mike, where you look at the scoreboard, okay, you're 2 down. If you blank 7, okay, now you're still 2 down. Grab your 2 and 8, 1 hammer each. It's a tie. But if, say you grab your 2 points in 7, then wait a minute, you're tied, yes, but the other team has 2 hammers to 1. They're winning. I know this. I hope I'm not too technical here, but
two hammers to 1 is better. It's better to have the hammer twice than it is to have the hammer once. I got it.
Hammer matters.
It does. It does, and this is not an uncommon play at the highest level to try to get your, as you say, control of when you have last rock late in the game. The challenge, of course, is the opposition doesn't always cooperate. In this case, Norway has cooperated. They've let them hit out. So obviously the defense, if you're Team Norway, would have been just to mix it up a little bit here in end number 7 to guarantee you they would have the hammer playing number 8. So the question is, how far ahead do you need to be to make that change? If you're 3 or 4 up, you're happy to hit. But is 2 up enough, in your opinion?
I think I would have thrown a center guard to start this end if I was Norway. Throwing it in the rings, there's no real big surprise to see a blank coming in 7. So good strategy.
As our end continues to hit out, let's go back over to sheet A, and Team RCF in complete control here, lying. It's like 3 buried. And it seems every time I look over here, Team Netherlands is trying to play some sort of difficult shot against the pile. So, you know,
this is a difficult one, an in-turn bump into, well, you need a
sea of red.
Into a sea of red and try to get near the button.
Hard, Carlo. Hard, Carlo. Hard.
This needs to curl a lot. Well, weight was good, just didn't curl enough. That looks like 3. 3 red. Wow, 7-2.
Godt, Mads.
Quick end being played here on our feature sheet. So Torger Nergard will throw a hit here on this wide yellow. Just playing the straight peel. You just throw them all through here, Kevin. Everyone move on, or you know, Denmark's going to try to corner freeze that wide yellow that's not in the rings. Maybe figure out a way to get a cheap 2-ender, but there were ways to score 2 that were going to be easier than this earlier in the end. So.
They're not worried. They're not worried. Playing the scoreboard, try to get your 2 or 3 points in 8. 8 will be a very aggressive end played by Team Denmark.
I'll go around that. Tricky. Very tricky.
Shouldn't be heavy through here either, I don't think.
Back to sheet D. Mowat and Botcher, Canada, Scotland. And I saw Bruce Mowat's last. That's that red just kind of bounce off your Kev. So tough shot for Botcher. You get 2.
Where are
This has been a very consistent part of the ice, though, all day. This is the same spot where you saw last end, Bruce coming around with the out turn to make the tap. And now this is the in-turn side, so very predictable sheet of ice. Sweepers like it, just trying to bump back. So a bit of a bounce back after giving up 3, and it's 2, so 5-4 now on sheet D.
2 yellow. 3 yellow.
Darren trying to negotiate. Scotland not buying it, I would say. It's a tricky come around on our sheet. Nice hit from Torger on his last to remove the Yellowstone that was partially buried behind that wide yellow winger as we see it coming into play. What you don't want to do here if you're Norway is, if you're Denmark, is actually miss the rings and allow Norway to maybe try a little come around. Looks like it's in.
Safe. Ta den veien, eller? Nei, tenk den veien, men.
Yeah, if that curls another inch,
Norway
could have played the freeze to the back one, and it would be very difficult to get out. So, but no problem. It is a biter.
Now again, if you're Denmark, I don't think you take the chance of having that same situation on your next. You probably draw open, do you not? If this just hits and rolls out, they would draw to the other side of the sheet maybe, and make sure you have a shot to blank.
You want to make sure you draw in front of the tee line. If you're back tee, you might see Team Norway freezing. Let's see where it goes here. This is interesting.
I'll make a little side bet that they won't freeze. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they won't do it. But
so going to the open side.
So are we cheering for this behind the tee line just to settle things with us?
No, playing it same shot.
Playing the freeze again, yeah.
This is a little bit risky.
Even if you miss the rings, you go heavy. The freeze is available, so short's no good. This is again making your own shot very difficult. This is heavy, so you're going to see Walshad try the freeze himself now.
Okay.
Gosh, they're going to be pretty close with the line. They've seen this shot about 8 times this end already, so.
Okay. Da må rulle lange veien I hvert fall. Dra foran, så det lett blank uansett.
Freeze attempt coming.
Akkurat bak T-line.
We didn't get to see if we were right or not. Did freeze to the back, anything behind the T-line, but here we go. Trying to make a corner freeze here.
Akkurat bak T-line. Linja bra.
Sikt på T-line første omgang.
Ja. Ikke mye bak, altså. Det er bedre enn på T-line enn veldig mye bak.
Litt langt, du.
Nære.
Bare her, da.
Ja, vi er litt.
Well, when it's heavy, it's not curling. That's all the way through. Now they're looking to make sure that thing's out, and easy one for the skipper here. He'll throw this through, and mission accomplished, and really mission accomplished for both teams. I think both teams were content with the blank here, and we'll see who it pays off for as we get into end number 8. But 5-3 lead for Norway here through 7. And Denmark will have that 2-hammer advantage to 1 as we go into the last 3 ends.
Må huske å fylle på carbs nå, så står dere ut kampen.
Ja, sant det. Jeg synes en sånn der apegreie.
Kan de slår igjen?
Ikke nødvendigvis.
Tror du det?
Det er meget svært at spille runbacks. Vi kommer ikke til at bruge vores kunder her, hvis ikke vi gør det med det samme.
fik vi da hentet lidt tid igen.
Ja.
Lige efter planen. Litt tight. Kjem til å køle over litt, men 5-6. 6.
Overkosta.
Hvis han lurer, så slider den dritbra.
You're watching live coverage from the BK Tires and OK Tire World Men's Curling Championship 2021 as we get into the 8th end of play here in our feature game between Denmark and Norway. Very well played game so far. Kind of a case of missed opportunities for Team Denmark, I would say, and Norway was able to capitalize on a couple of gifts earlier in this game. And they control the scoreboard up 2, playing 8, but Denmark has the hammer here, Kev, in end number 8.
Very interesting 7th end. Denmark right away wanting to blank 7, carry the hammer into 8, try to get their 2 points or more in this end, and then roll the dice in 9 and 10. So interesting strategy decision in 7. I agree with it, actually, but it's not always done that way.
No, and you and I both coached teams over the years, and I have a theory that because of that hammer control situation, quite often in the odd ends, you sometimes score that easy 2 or easy 3 because the team's happy to give you the 2 and get the hammer back. So it's just a question of the feel. Sometimes some games that might be the way you go. In other games, you use this tactic. Nothing wrong with either one of them, but you got to commit to one or the other. Don't get caught in the middle, end up getting forced to one. So, but we're going to see some rocks in play here. And in the 5-rock rule, you know, an option here for Denmark is to throw another corner guard here, and really mix it up. So this is, again, a conservative tact. They could throw that one more guard out here.
If you're going to play the 7th end open, as they did, to say, okay, I'll take the blank, the natural play in my world would be to throw the 2nd guard.
Of course. Mix it up.
Well, you're being aggressive and then now passive. So it's kind of a sort of you're lost in 2 worlds.
And I would say especially when you see a very tight red guard there for Norway, they can't ever really use that guard. Now they've only got one guard that they can take advantage of as the end moves on here. And the other adage I would like to say is, what call is going to make your opponents comfortable and make your opponents happy? I'm sure Norway was just happy to see them go around the corner guard, not really get that 5th guard in play. And they should have a better chance of holding Denmark to 1 here.
Sit.
So quiet weight shot, little tick, pretty good result for Norway. Here's our head-to-head matchup, and you said Mads Norgaard from Denmark is outplaying his opponent, Markus Højbjerg from Norway. Like I said, it's been one of those games where Denmark's controlled many of the ends here in this game, so I'm not surprised by those numbers. But you see the difficulty now with not having thrown that 2nd corner guard for Team Denmark. That yellow now moved way off to the side is almost impossible to use and count. So, nice shot there, though. A couple of yellows in the rings, and Norway's going to have to continue to make some decent shots, or Denmark will have that opportunity to score more than 1.
Ja, du vil ikke slå den i midten. Hva gjør de da?
Da slår de den og ligger 2.
Okay. Ja.
You see update from Sheet B, Team Italy taking on Team Korea. Veteran skip Joel Returnaz. He's been around all the way back to 2006 Olympics. He started coming onto the scene here and is controlling this game nicely. Up 5-1.
You get a nice intern tap here. See a little bit of the red. Tap and stay in the 4-foot circle. Nice weight control. Very nice. 1 point.
And this team also played in Pyeongchang, so lots of experience, that Italian team, and kind of a dark horse pick. I know you and I were talking before the event, and you think they're a really good chance of winning quite a few games here.
I really do. I like their team, the way the skip throws. So I look for them to do some big things here.
Nice roll, but you're going to see a double here on the yellows. So would you rather avoid allowing Norway to have a double opportunity? Would you rather roll buried, I guess is the question, Kev. 2 down.
Yeah, the tough part, right now is when this end play got moved into the house very, very early. And it's difficult to not give a chance for a double. And Torger has a chance now, just off nose. Get rid of a couple. Really nice shot. Unfortunately for Torger, rolled on top of the rock behind the tee line.
And they are looking at the in-turn draw, freeze perhaps. As we look at a couple of nice shots, nice key shots there from Torger in this game, but also, he's been more opportune in his makes. You see Tobias playing very well, 89%, outplaying his opponents, but I think the timing of the misses for Team Denmark's not been good, and Torger's made some very key, opportune, good shots, just like we saw there, the double here in 8. So, again, the stats are bearing out what we've been seeing, is that Norway's been struggling in many ends, but late misses have cost Denmark control of this game so far. Pretty good throw there again from
shot stone buried.
Dead buried shot. And this is the stone we've seen from Torger. Anytime he's thrown a draw or a tap back with this second red stone he's thrown, it's been coming up a little light and over curling. We'll see if he makes the adjustment, or perhaps he switched out the stone as well.
Torger's obviously very experienced, 5-time Olympian, so I wouldn't doubt by now they've switched that rock out.
Den bra. 6, 7, 8. Ok, 6. 8 bra. Linja fin. Har litt plass. 7. Litt plass. Kølle.
Line looks really nice if the weight's nice.
Linja bra. Linja der. Trenger ikke å gå på linje.
Walk it back into the pocket.
Bra spilt, Torger. Veldig bra.
It's more like it.
Bra kosa. Det glatter utover,
ja. 14-6.
Let's head back over to sheet A. Oh, there's a yellow one in the rings, to the delight of Team Netherlands. They're throwing their draw here for 2.
Need to get this.
Gosgens with the in-turn draw.
Clean. Yep.
Trying to get through the hole. Not an easy shot at all.
Yep. You bent the door.
Oh, looks pretty nice. As long as it gets by that red on the center.
Okay, clean.
Definitely the word the sweepers like to hear. 2.
International, that one. Just about every country will use that. Clean. Back on our feature sheet. Tobias, line was good on that second freeze, just came up a little light and stayed open. Shot stone, but it's wide open. You consider going around the middle if you're Kraus on your last Denmark skip.
If this is made.
If this hit is made, probably hit all out, right? Whether you stay here is not all that critical for Norway. Make it go away. Make the Yellowstone go away.
Whoa. Magnus.
Well out there. Trying to make it curl.
No problem.
Just a little concerned about that wide red, but never a doubt.
litt snert der.
Ja, det er sikkert lige rundt om centeren.
Yeah. And they will go around the middle. Saw a beautiful draw made in the 6th end here in this exact spot.
Second skud af
Lots of finish in this spot. Really go right around nicely. So
yeah, so Skip Mikkel will have a very good idea what this does, as will the sweepers. They know it'll bury. Top button for weight, Kevin. It's perfect.
a run back will likely be thrown, so you want a maximum distance. So yes, top tee, but just top tee.
Top 4. Hård retning. Meget hård retning. Top 4.
As long as in the ballpark.
Top 4.
Plads nu. Plads nu.
Beautiful line.
Okay.
A rock too deep.
Det er jo nesten det.
They had to go to get by.
Ja, den kom helt ned. Så du kan godt være litt tight på det, altså.
Ja.
Good
Da blir
freeze
du her
here
ute,
from
og da sto den
Norway.
lenge.
It's going to be
Jeg tror
difficult
noe
to
sånt
score
nesten,
for
altså.
Denmark.
Gi meg
For
kant,
Norway,
da.
though, if he does happen to be a touch heavy and bounce off, there could be a double for 3.
Vi fikk 14-2.
Okay.
Vi tror det
Those threes have to be pretty close.
Så egentlig det samme som når jeg dro knappen, da. Samme glatthet, liksom. Så jeg må slå av en meter.
As I mentioned earlier, the late misses, and a couple of them were sweeping errors, a couple of them were very high degree of difficulty shots for Kraus, so that's been the difference at Skip. Walshed's outperformed his opponent here, and he's been the difference maker. Needs this one though.
God plass.
Føltes toppen av seg selv.
Bare fart. Bare fart.
Har plass. Forsiktig med linja.
Lots of room,
Ja, linja
line's
bra.
excellent.
Litt
Linja kommer
plass.
seg nå. T-line.
Linja er bra.
T-line som gjelder.
Linja er bra.
Tår du
Rent.
ikke bans, tår du ikke bans.
Må køle.
Tår du ikke
Må
bans,
køle.
tår du ikke bans.
Ingen dans.
Looks pretty good. Running a good chunk of the button.
Perfekt.
Bra, Kosta.
Missed the guard by quite a bit there. There may be a lightweight tap back, but that, I mean, if you could walk that down, you might move it over an inch or two, but that is really good shot there by Wallstad. Really well swept. There's a good look at the guard, so you can probably see half of that red. In order to throw enough weight to move it, it's very difficult to score two. Very difficult.
Hvis du tror, man kan, så fint. Så spiller vi.
Not even 100% convinced
Altså,
there.
du kunne se den før, den knækkede derovre. Hvis vi går tyndt på den, så skal vi nok komme her.
A definite way to get two is to come off the yellow. It's about a foot, foot and a half from the board.
That early guard.
Kastefejden ind til sidst.
There it is, way over by the sideboards, but they're going to try the delicate tap back. You got to just hair the guard and have perfect back 8-foot weight. This is a scale of 1 to 10 in difficulty. This is the full 10.
Kasper, du skal være klar efter garden.
You are right,
Du
Mike.
spiller den samme her. Ja. Det vi går efter. Målet er samme fart der, så nu bare fejre den ind til sidst.
Ja, skal nok holde den.
Det er længere, var. God fart! Bedre retning. Bedre retning. 4 bag.
Kasper.
4 bag. Rolig. Rolig. 4 bag.
Trying to make a curl here. Lines in the ballpark. How's the weight? Oh, an ounce harder.
Okay.
And a pivotal steal here for Team Norway in the 8th end. And
One red.
goes from a tie game to 3 down now. So Norway in complete control as they head into the 9th end. And doing all they can to make it curl. They got the line right, Kev, but just not the weight.
Så vi til å vinne, så der startet han litt, og så på slutten bare...
And, big steal. I said that control point 6-3 now for Norway at the 8th end break.
Husk å drikke og spise.
Jeg synes boa kunne vært litt større, egentlig.
Litt lenger, altså.
Litt lengre. Litt
Ender der, så kan du gjøre hva du vil.
Jeg tror vi skal til fila nå, egentlig.
Linja er fin. Linja er gull. Da er det fart.
Føltes egentlig at det ble litt glattende. Se på linja, liksom. Så ser det ikke så hard ut.
Linja er gull. Bra spill, Magnus.
Nå skal vi vel ha 2 inn, skal vi ikke det?
Vi kan ha 2 inn nå.
Ja.
Ninth end of action here in our feature game, Denmark and Norway, and just a massive steal in the 8th end by Team Norway to really take control of this opening round matchup. 3 up now, playing 9, and Norway do what you need to do here in the 9th end, but even if you give up 2, it's not the end of the world. Take the hammer going home, and they are in, it's their game to win at this point.
What a nice try by Mikkel on his last though. It was so close, Mike. It was such a difficult shot. 6 more inches, just any more weight at all, and it would have been 2 points. So, yeah, a terrific attempt, but a very, very difficult shot.
No lack of talent out on this sheet. They seem to, all 8 players have played well. Certainly had some timely makes and misses.
Okay. Slipp en 3-er hvis dere er usikre på om den er inn. Nei, 3. Ok, slipp en da, så vi liker bøyter, Torger. Hæ? Og så vi liker bøyter.
A little mistake there from Team Norway here in the 9th end with a 3-point lead. I'm sure they would like to have had that in the rings, and I was just about to say another error in strategy from Denmark as they indicated the come around, but they've changed their mind quickly, throwing up that corner guard. So three guards in play.
Go! Hit cards!
As they got the hammer here in 9, so whether they get 2 or 3 here, Denmark has to be thinking we're going to have to steal the last end anyway, so they're going to go all out here to score multiple points.
Go, 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 go. Lidt mere. Godt far, dreng.
I'll go back over to big matchup on sheet D here, Kevin, and good to be Team Canada yellow, line 3.
That yellow rock, the Canada rock on the top button, now was Brendan Botcher's last. Played a wide out turn, tap the redstone to the back 8, and now Bruce trying with big weight. He could just play this with sort of board weight into the middle one to get 1, but he's trying for a big 3 here into the pocket. But snuck through, unlucky. That's a steal of 2. 6-5 now, trying for a big 3, but snuck through the hole.
Bad break for Team Scotland and a good break for all of Team Canada fans. And very nice bounce back for Brendan Botcher. Down 1 without playing 7, a big steal, and they'll take control into end number 8. Back in our feature matchup. This is the beauty of the 5-rock rule, isn't it, Kevin? The 2 corner guards up, 3 up the middle with a 3-point lead. This is why the rule was changed, so that we're going to see a lot more action here in the 9th end, and we're seeing the run back played here, which isn't a bad thing. But if you're a team that's trailing, the most important shot on this right now is that you stay with your shooter. Whether you make the double or the triple, that doesn't matter. But if you roll out here, you're going to see Norway change gears and start playing some doubles.
Looks pretty good, near the nose.
And just fine. Like I said, shooter in play. There's a couple hit and rolls available, and Norway's got some work to do.
There's lots of time. It's a game of patience. That was an excellent shot. This is a wonderful part of 5-rock rule. You're 3 up, and nothing really was unusual. And now you have to have a meeting because there's all these rocks in play.
How did this happen? Well, and again, it goes back to lead stones. Bring that yellow, that red one into the rings. Simplifies your life a little bit. It's a little mistake there from Norway, but all right. How many doubles do we need to get out of trouble is the question.
Hvis du skulle tatt noe annet, så hadde det vært å tatt senteren ut sånn.
Ja, da kan jeg begynne å bruke
Ja, men det
corner.
er den som er i spill, da. Nå,
Yeah, the first win of this World Championship is going to go to Team Italy as they easily handle Korea.
Thank you. Good luck.
7-1.
감사합니다.
And good to get that first W on the board, and smiles all around for the veteran
Sì, però dopo di
Joel Returnaz and his team.
Sto tiro figo di gioca la schiena.
Ball, nei. Torgeir. Torgeir.
And Norway's elected to play some doubles.
ja, det var det beste.
Wasn't the one they called, but
Vanskeligere bare.
they'll take it. So I would say the danger of threes with that double is it's going to be hard to get three if you're Team Denmark, but still very good chance for multiple points here.
11.
Try to hit and roll underneath. Might even be able to hit and roll corner frozen. Maybe that would be terrific.
Lang!
And not a lot of decision making for Norway from here on in, though. You're going to see them play a lot of hits and run backs and whatnot. So here in end number 9.
Godt. Fint.
Pretty nice.
Lille smule op, tror jeg.
This is the other shot that's come into the forefront in the last number of years, is this run back. You know, we can go back to when you and I played back in the 90s. When you made contact with the one in the house, you used to be pretty happy. Then it became, okay, we'll see if we can stay somewhere. Now the guys are disappointed when they don't just absolutely go right on the nose and stay dead buried. So a lot of it has to do with the sweeping techniques and practice and talent and all those other things we're talking about. But you have to have the run back in your repertoire now to be successful. You have no option but to be good at that shot. You will not win games at this level without that shot in your bag.
Skal vi rundt om rød eller ovenpå rød?
Turger had no trouble
Ovenpå.
with that.
None of
Top
that.
score.
No trouble with that.
Top 4.
And the nice thing for them is you see that little red way over in the wings there. Not that Denmark's looking for a blank, but they're certainly going to be forced to score here now in end number 9. And like I said, the danger of giving up 3 now for Norway is just about gone, given everything being equal here. The last 3 rocks to be thrown.
4 bag. 4 bag. Plads. 4 bag. Tæt linje. 4 bag. Lang. 8 bag. 8 bag. Bagkant. Bagkant. Bare den død. Sikker?
The freeze was the call, but going around back 8 also very good.
Fint der.
That's a difficult zone to deal with.
Vi er shot, ja.
That might be better than the freeze.
I was just going to say, Mike, I'm not positive that's not a better call. This is a difficult freeze now, and if this, say this is missed a little bit heavy, now you make the corner freeze,
and your 3 might be back in play.
3 is back in play.
So I spoke too soon.
Interesting.
Det
var 14-6 du spilte nedover her.
Ja, men da spilte han 14-2. Ja.
Den er bra. 8, 9. Ha litt plass.
Se ikke hard ut på linje, egentlig.
Vente på linje. Må vente på linje.
Se litt løs ut.
Ok, gå da. Markus som nå.
This rock is hanging. Not bad.
Ja, lad os bare få oven på den der, du.
Still a little messier than Norway would like at this stage.
Så ut som den var
Ren frysing nok.
nesten bounce.
Ren frysing nok.
Jeg kan slet ikke høre, hvad du siger.
Try that little tap back and roll under. Yeah, I like it.
It's possible.
Hak. Kan vi ikke spille samme
If you manage
stil?
to hit and roll underneath, and then the freeze is missed, you make the corner
Du spiller lidt
freeze.
hurtigere end det, Tobias.
4 is
Behøver
in
vi
play.
skubbe den dårligere?
Interesting. Again,
Du vil bare heller ikke rulle ud.
this is a tough shot
lide
that
at lægge
needs to be
der.
made very well.
Okay.
Inside, roll a little bit.
Så er du her. Spil hak.
Yep. Lidt op.
Yes.
Fint barn. Hak.
Yep. Hold.
Hak.
Wow. God linje.
The line's good here. Needs to move. Oh, really well done. Beautiful touch.
Og lidt kort, var?
Team Norway's going, how did we get into this mess?
Jeg
With the
skal
miss.
si at den er ut først, eller Paul at den er ut.
And we'll go back over to sheet A and
Jeg tror det er ut, men
Team RCF with a, I was going to say easy draw. Nothing's easy when you're looking at 3 or more, but an important draw.
A very important draw, yes.
Точно не вылет это точно не вылет, ребят.
Netherlands could be back in this game in a hurry if any kind of a mistake here. Leading the 4-foot circle.
Есть.
Right on the button. Oh, good pressure shot. 8-4.
Well, Team Denmark's getting their wish here. They're going to say they've talked him into the freeze, but Wallstad in the hack was looking at the angle raise on the red-yellow in the rings. You can see about a third, half. I guess if you wreck on the guard, you probably only have given up 3 at the most. So.
Still a lot.
I understood, but you're 3 up, and you'll have the hammer going home. You know, you don't want to give up 4, certainly.
You miss this freeze, and you could give up 4.
Så får han den dobbelen, og da ruller han ut det ene der.
Ja, det gjør han.
Ruller han ut, og så kan du fryse opp her da.
Good example of what's going on there. You look at Denmark 3 down smiling, Norway 3 up puzzled.
Okay. For det skjer liksom nesten 40.
That was such a nice roll, though, to get across face and roll. So good.
Så lenge kontakt, det skal mye til at det slår den over.
Could go red as well across the top. There's you just peel the red guard. You're never giving up more than 3.
Red's fine as long as you don't hit it right on the nose.
Right. And then they go around 3 buried.
Right.
Du ser jo ikke den her da. Den er jo I hvert fall igjen.
Hva liker du da, Markus?
If you only wanted to give up 3, you peel the guard, you're pretty safe. You're going to have tied with the hammer coming home.
How nice is it to have Torger here with all of his experience in this situation?
Da spiller vi frysen. Greit.
We're staying with the freeze.
Oi, noen flott. Ja, 13-7 på Torger sin.
It's a lot of pressure on the shot, trying to
Så det liksom
get this locked onto that yellow stone that's touching the T-line without bouncing off.
Hvis du spiller samme som frysen min I forrige omgang, så det å få den litt. Jeg tror dere vil gå litt hardt for å få den dit, til og med man skal anse.
Snakk fart. Synes det glir bra. Bare deres. Har plass.
Linja bra.
Har masse plass.
Linja bra. Ja, limen på.
Har plass. Ja, linja bra. Linja bra nå. Magnus.
Linja bra nå.
Keeper's kind of off and on it. It's gotten close.
Looks very good. Try to lock it right on. Oh, lovely.
I don't want to say end over, but certainly getting any more than 2. Just about over. You can see enough of that red on the outside, Kevin. Maybe make the red and have it spin away. Might be there.
I think you have to try. That red freeze is
not going anywhere.
It's so good that, yeah, I think you pretty much have to go with the... you can see a skinny half, so...
Enough.
Den stopper derinde. Hvis vi kan få den der med ud.
You see plenty of it. Obviously no chance to save your shooter, so if you're going to throw some weight, you get rid of both reds and have 2 buried. Force Wallstad to make that freeze again.
Du har 50. 50? Det nok. Du kan godt spille sådan lidt frisk hackfart. Ja, eller skal spille 12, ikke?
Talking throwing hack, I think. I don't think there's any need to throw hack and try to stay. You got to make sure you get rid of those reds.
Kan ikke lide den?
in my opinion. What do you think, Kevin?
I definitely think that.
Throw some weight on it.
Hvis vi gør det
Hey,
her,
don't worry about your shooter.
alternativet
It'll be gone. But the other two will stay behind the guard.
fryser, så er det fryser, du skal have din
Any kind of a miss of a freeze, and you might get 2 or 3.
Så er vi nødt til at fryse den på indersiden for at få skotten. Og så er den helt åben, så tyrer han bare. Så du må have den garde mere, ikke? Hvad? Hvis vi fryser den her, så tyrer han bare den.
timeout?
Så tyrer han bare den, så flyver den og den. Ja, præcis. Nødt til at prøve den her. Ja. 12-0.
Definitely want to get both of those reds out of the 8-foot, so your 2 yellows will count. They're throwing this very quietly. They can hit this thickly enough, but the danger is, of course, you don't get those reds out of play. That back yellow will never count.
Ja, så hvad fart kan du lide? Hvad fart kan du lide? Frisk high-fart. 12-0. Det er godt lide.
Alt på innsida her er trygt.
So hack weight, try to get near the nose.
Det er 0-0.
Ja.
Det er kort, hva'? Yep. Det er kort! Ja! Kun bagkant plus! Ja! Bagkant!
Not heavy.
Bagkant! Bagkant!
Spy.
Kør! Godt spillet.
Almost exactly what they called, but chance now for Norway to really take the end away. Great sweeping there from Duna's exhausted. So again, if something weird happens and Norway misses the 8-foot, chance for 4. So let's go back over to the big matchup, sheet D. Good to be yellow, good to be Canada. If you're cheering for our reigning champions, Team Botcher. Kevin?
Well, Team Scotland actually had something going, and Brennan on his last one brought the big high hard weight and made an angle double and stuck the shooter in the side of the 4-foot. So Team Scotland thinking they might have had a chance for 2, and now it's a difficult hit and stay against 4. No problem, a well-curled game so far, and tied after 8.
One hammer each, as we were talking about earlier. Back on our sheet, it said Norway needs to make sure they hit the 8-foot here, and they'll probably take away any chance for a big end. Also just through this shot, of course. I think that was just a strategic error there, Kevin, by Team Denmark. Really, I don't know if they're really trying to do too much with it, but not getting those stones out of the 8-foot really put themselves in a difficult spot.
Well, this one may have overcurled. It did, so now there is a shot for 2.
Yeah, just an open tap back for 2, really. Is there anything there that with a little more risk for a bigger end? Don't know that it's worth it. You're gonna have to steal anyway. Take the easy 2.
I don't see anything
more than 2
fancy for more. So out turn, hacker board weight right on the nose. Take your 2, and you've still got a chance.
God fart! Yep. Whoa. Kasper. Hårdt.
Good enough. It looked like that yellow was going to get kicked too far, but it's going to be 2 for Denmark. And they will tighten things up here after 9 ends of play. It will be a 6-5 lead for Norway heading to the 10th end, and Norway will have the advantage of last one.
Det tænker jeg nok, men jeg var lige bekymret et kort øjeblik. Jeg havde tjekket, at den kunne stoppe i vores egen, uden at vi ville miste 2.
Siste så kunne han fått et slag på 4. Ja. Så jeg var liksom happy med å gi en 2. Nei. Hæ? Ja.
Vente lidt. 1.
Der er langt til en 2'er,
Wow.
synes jeg. Eller til 1'er.
1. Wow. Wow. Kør, kør. Det er fint. Flot, Kasper. Flot. Nydeligt.
10th end of action here at the BKT Tires and OK Tire World Men's Curling Championship 2021, and mission accomplished for Denmark in the 9th end. Got that multiple score, got 2, get back in this game. But Norway has the advantage of last rock here, 1 ahead, and we're going to see the first attempt at a tick shot here, trying to move that yellow guard off the center line and roll the shooter out of play.
Close. Didn't move it.
Move very far, but it's a good attempt.
3. Lige bag.
Pretty easy decision making here for both teams moving through this end now. Denmark's going to throw up a number of guards, and once the 5th rock of the end comes to rest, you're going to see Norway start to throw some big weight peels, try to have an open shot on their last to win this. Good news, I think, and you and I both have skipped Kevin for Wallstad. 9th end, he threw 2 very nice draws to the 4-foot, so he knows if he has a shot to get it into the top button, he'll have a very good idea of where this rock's going to end up, and the speed. In fact, threw a beautiful draw in the 8th end as well to get his steal. So
You'll feel comfortable.
his last 3 shots have been perfect draws.
Well, that last rock for Denmark would have liked to have been a little closer to the rings. There's actually a double peel possible and roll your shooter out of play. But first things first, second tick shot.
Try the tick. Why not?
Much tighter line on this one.
Play the top one by mistake here. Can't coach that. Either you do that or you don't. That's pretty good effort. Better weight on that one for the tick. You see the rock staying in play. So now, not many decisions to be made for either team. You throw it into the top of the button here right now, Kevin. Those 2 yellows are pretty easy double.
Yeah, well, you're 1 down, so I would probably try to keep maximum distance. I'd probably go somewhere back, full back 4 on this rock.
Somewhere guardable. That's good.
Yes.
Good enough to win the game. So full 4-foot.
Yep.
And you'll likely see the yellow double attempted here from Norway.
Ja, måske lidt 40. Sådan. Så pas på hen over midteren. Ja, fordi der sætter den sig. Så den. Kort, hva'? God, 10-line! 10! God retning, plads. 10! Vi har plads. Kommer til 10!
If you're trying to steal your young skip, it's not critical to put this in the perfect spot. Just make sure it's in a guardable position, full 4-foot. And the reason you go back 4-foot like that, it's a longer run back.
That's exactly where I like that call. Right in the back 4-foot.
And then I said series of guards from Denmark, and then if this is the situation on Skip's final stone, then it becomes okay. What do we want to make our opponents throw on their last?
So that blocks the out-turn draw to the button now.
Pretty significant miss there from Team Norway. That's the exact path we saw Wallstad throw in end number 8 to create the steal.
Stefan, in his mind, didn't like that.
He's not happy.
The in-turn draw, you can see the yellow corner guard. The in-turn draw to the button is blocked. And now the out-turn as well.
Tip!
Things just got a little more difficult for Norway. That little error.
Kasper! 3! Er det helst ikke? 3 tæt! 12! Tæt! Er klar, Kasper? Yep. Tæt! 12! Yep. 3! Tæt! Kør bare. Yep. Hårdt! Yep. Hårdt! Yep.
Don't want to get this in here too tight to rings. That's a mistake as well.
Make the double and roll the shooter.
tar den i...
Maybe not off
Hvis
the
du tar
sheet,
shotten,
but
hvordan skal
quite
han
a
komme
ways
seg inn
away.
der etterpå da?
Det en stygg marginal der da, Torgeir.
And the draw of the bun's not only blocked for Norway,
Hvis
but it's
han
also
skulle gå
blocked
inn
for
her-
Denmark. So if the double on the 2 yellows
Ja,
is
ja,
made,
det mener jeg, hvis du-
Denmark's going to have a challenge
ikke hørt
getting
der,
it
da?
anywhere in a position where
Hvorfor
they
skal
can
vi
win.
høre det?
Settegarden er jo skumlere enn den her
Vi
uansett,
spiller jo
ikke?
bare den, gjør vi ikke det?
Ligger den?
Nei, første går litt.
You like the yellow red? No, says the hack. Wave them off.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Hold. Yep. Hold. Ta han. Bra satt.
Oh, marginally overswept.
So close.
I think if you're Denmark, you want it maybe up with that OK Tire logo, higher away from the rings, right on the center line. Swept it the whole way, only to hit it a little too thin. The old guy at third still has a little power.
A little too much.
Held
power,
it too straight.
Anelse tight. Anelse tight.
3.
Mikkelsen.
3. 2. God linje. 2. Mikkels. 2.
Anywhere on the center line is just fine on this
2.
one.
Ja. 2.
We'll see the peel made. Cannot afford to play the angle raise on the red one yet. Far too early.
Is it worth? I'm going to say worth trying the double. They're so close together, but you really have to get rid of that center line one. You'd hate to hit that one on the right-hand side a little too thick and miss the center line as you got. So this is the right block. So the question becomes, Kevin, how long do you wait? Right to Skip's last rock here if you're Team Denmark to make a move if you want to change the strategy? I think ideally would you throw this your last maybe top of the 8 foot beside that red, try to lie 2, or are you happy with the guard?
Well, you always want the other player playing against a loss, if possible. Without giving something easy, though.
Tight.
2.
God retning nu.
Plads lige nu. 2. 3.
God
3.
retning.
Der er plads. 3.
2 er godt.
God linje.
2
3.
er fint. Rigtig god retning.
3. 3.
This looks nice. Wanting a split center.
Godt, Tobias.
Very
Godt,
good.
Tobias.
You know, and you and I both did this. So in your head now, if you're Walshed, you're going, okay, well, I'm going to have a 4 foot double to win this thing. The draw to the button to win really isn't likely anymore. Or I'm going to have an angle raise. One of 2 shots to win.
Rent.
Ja.
Bra spilt, Torgeir.
One more guard
Ta en til, og så må
for
du
Denmark, I suspect.
så ikke han
Han slår kanskje som en spilldobbel eller fordragninga.
I suppose if you're Denmark, you can just throw one top. You don't even have to lie to, do you? Because you force Norway to play the tap in order to win, which if it ever got missed.
With that corner guard where it is, though, you could throw it into the 8 foot circle. Edge on edge. Guard and leaving just a slight hole to the shot stone.
3.
And say, okay,
Go ahead.
go ahead. But if you wick anything, we win.
3. 3.
2 er godt. 2 er godt.
Having said that, I'm interested to see if they just throw a perfect guard. Does Walsad attempt just to tap his own red back? I think that's the wrong
Er på
call.
plads.
But you know, if you're afraid of making your last, you might play it. But no hesitation. Gonna go peel. He said Walsad's so comfortable with draw 8 right now.
Bare til timeren, så snart tiden ruller.
I think very comfortable with everything.
Whatever it is.
He's been playing fantastic today.
Har bra følsomt der. Jeg så jo. Pointen rett på, så burde den stå der. Ja.
No mistake.
Følg med på den, da.
Very nice throw. Smooth. Very smooth.
Timeout for Denmark. This frees the kicker timeout. They should have a good idea what they're going to play.
Den tænker jeg også. Spiller det rene indlæg.
Altså, jeg kan personligt bedre lide det rene indlæg, fordi den her, der gør det muligvis kun nemmere for ham. Hvis du ikke laver den perfekt,
It's a risky like a hit and roll. I can't see that being
hvis du bare lægger den her, og så...
No, that red is blocking the out-turn draw. So that red's your friend.
Altså, der er 2 ting.
Jeg tror, hvis du gør det der, gør du det nemt for ham.
Inden kan I lægge garden, så har han den der nede i, ikke? Ellers så skal I gå halvt rundt om, og så svinge ham til her.
Vi kan ikke komme rundt her.
Do you like that?
Det kan ikke komme den vej.
Det er en guard derude.
I definitely like getting in there
Det
for
er jo lige
second
meget, man kan
shot.
sige, det er lige meget, hvad I gør, ikke? Altså, spil garden, så lave runbacken og se, om man kan få den.
Moreover yet. Just
Så skal I
show
prøve at drage ind, og så ligge med 2.
Jeg kan godt lide at ligge med 2, så han...
Ja, jeg kan også godt lide at ligge med 2.
Altså.
Drag den ind, og så bare den ikke er alt for åben, så han kan få den lige ned i, ikke?
Jeg kan ikke lide den der.
Altså, det kunne være rart at spille den på og køre. Vi kører den så tæt forbi den der, ikke?
Yes.
Kenneth. First
Bare der ikke er åben til den der nede,
Altså,
fordi
der
så
er
er han
masser af
lidt
plads
skud,
til at
ikke?
komme herover.
Ja.
Så må det ellers
Så
blive
skal
en
han ned
guard.
igennem et hul for at få fat i den der nede. Eller lave den.
Han spiller nok
Så
på den der,
spørgsmålet om
men
det er
fint.
rigtigt at lægge den der.
So right where that broom is,
Men Mads, hvis der er for åben, så tager han runback ned i.
Vi
Så
kan
det
ikke
skal ikke
komme
være
herned,
åben.
ikke, vel?
Nej, det kan vi ikke.
Så det må ikke være åben
hvis vi ligger
direkte.
her, det er fint. Hvis vi lægger den der.
Og bliver det en guard op, så gør det heller ikke
I
noget.
like that.
Altså,
Right
Ja, så
there,
bliver nødt til at skyde
edge
hårdt
on
for at
edge
komme
with the
igennem hullet,
guard.
og så ruller han af der.
Right there.
They almost like just give
indlægge det
you
op
one.
eller guard.
Ja, så er han nødt til at bruge
Throw
den. Ja, præcis. Ja, det var godt.
Certainly not worth
Tror, det der
playing the
skud er det
hole
rigtigt. Lige der, hvor du har
against the loss.
Spil den,
And
som du lige
the
har gjort.
hack weight hit and roller really
Så
isn't
læg
there.
den kant. Ja,
And the taps against the loss.
Yeah, this is a wonderful situation for Team Denmark, but
Altså, man
this
siger, han
rock
får
has
så
to be
måske
placed
skud på den.
Jeg kan lige begge
very
op.
well.
Det gør vel egentlig heller ikke noget, så.
Har den ikke
Det er jo derfor, at det måske næsten er bedre her. Så den skal bare lige ligge. Altså, det er jo
Ja,
lige,
hvis,
det er jo
hvis
ligegyldigt.
der ligger et hul, så kører han jo bare igennem hullet.
Ja, jamen, det er derfor, der ikke skal ligge et hul. Det er derfor, hvis du går derned, ligger der hul. Hvis der er et hul, så skal han skyde hårdt ned gennem hullet. Fordi han kan ikke kontrollere den langsomt, for der er kun lige plads til en sten der.
Ja. Men er det ikke bare i det område
Altså,
her,
det er derfor, jeg tænker der.
Ja.
Kant, der.
Ja.
Lad os gøre det. Så skyder han på den, ikke? Så skyder han på den, vi lige har
Key
lagt.
here is just don't throw it too deep where they can just tap the one out you're throwing and get shot stone.
Alternativt kort, stop den midt i 12, ikke? Altså, snik er der.
That'd be no fun trying to hit that one on the button.
Through a little
See,
hole.
look at it from the front.
Hvad havde jeg før? Der havde jeg...
All right, up to the sweepers here.
Der havde
We've
38.
had them oversweep a couple of these shots this game, so
Det er vigtigt, at begge
make
to
sure
er med.
you know
jeg tror, vi
the
skal
error
i
is a little
20,
too high in
være
the
fint.
heat, but as opposed to going to the tee
Jeg vil
line.
hellere spille på kort, vil jeg så sige.
Ja.
Vi skal nok få den derhen.
25 kroner.
Final stone at the 10th end for Team Denmark, needing a steal.
12, 8,
Det er meget godt.
12,
Rolig. Rolig, Tobias.
12,
Rolig, Tobias.
12, 8,
8 er godt.
Top
Order.
8 foot circle.
8, 8,
Kasper, yep.
top 4,
Needs to curl a bit
Order.
to not allow a double.
top 4, hard, 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 go! Godt spillet.
Not bad. Probably could have curled another 2 or 3 inches to not allow a double. But
Bare skiftet 2 meter før.
Godt lige at køle lidt mere.
pretty good shot. There's probably 3 or 4 inches by the guard there, Kev, so plenty of room for the double. But that guard's in your mind's eye. You know, you're never going to throw this narrow.
No, this is a tough double.
Helt. Ja. Kjapt cirka, eller?
Kjapt er perfekt.
Ja. Jeg tror på det.
Så jeg var bare faktisk bange for, at den ville køle helt over.
Stefan Wallstadt in the hack with a shot to win this. Needs the double.
Ja,
Der, ja.
ja,
Ja.
ja.
Hold! Hold, Marcus!
Guard
To hold it.
and over curls, hard to do. So another well-played end by Team Denmark, and we're going to go an extra end here in our feature matchup.
Så tenkte jeg vi skulle få den andre.
Denmark and Norway, and it's been a well-played game.
Litt tough.
That steal will make it 6-6 after 10 ends. Norway will have the hammer again in 11, but momentum a little with Team Denmark right now.
Det er bare det samme igen, ikke?
Nei, vi måtte jo liksom kjappe, da. Eller
Kun langt.
ja, ja.
2.
Du måtte liksom akkurat litt over.
Sæt. 1, 2.
Wow.
Kom her. Ja, vi skal nok næsten 3, Mads. 2. Det kommer til at ligge midt i. Okay.
Okay, ja. Hvor den sejler til sidst.
Extra end here in session 1. OKT Tires and OK World, excuse me, OK Tire World Men's Curling Championship 2021. That's a mouthful. But first guard of the extra end on the center line, and the tick attempt being made here by Team Norway, and that's a better effort. That's what they were looking for in the 10th end on their first stone. So nice shot there by Robert. You'd like one more of those to simplify their life here in 11.
Yeah, that's a perfect shot. Opens up the whole middle.
Go! Fint vand. 1, 2. 1 er godt. 1. 1 er godt. 1. Masser af plads lige nu.
Masser af plads.
Mikkel ind. 1. 2. Hårdt, Mikkel. Skal lige derinde. Fint der. God. Eller helt for langt.
Ja, jeg tror det.
Center guard, slightly different position, so changes this kick shot a little bit.
Litt mindre. Forsiktig. Nei. Nære, fordi man kan litt. Torger.
Trying to make it move, make it curl. Excellent job. 2 beautiful shots there, and Norway's life became much easier here in the extra end than it was in end number 10.
Problemet er at han sier Torger. Jeg kan hoppe over.
All they need to do is make simple peels now and leave room for their skipper on the last to make a draw to the 4-foot area. Interesting though, Kevin, you know, basically all of the draws that Walshad has made have been on the left side of the sheet, so the in-turn going here in the odd ends and the out-turn coming away. So that right side of the sheet really hasn't, we haven't seen too many draws made on that side of the sheet. But I know he's happier now than he was last time, having said all that.
The middle's open so far.
Kun 1.
Godt skift ind. Godt skift.
Kun 1.
Kasper.
Hårdt.
Kør bare.
Hårdt, Kasper.
Godt par, boys.
Okay, Mads.
Ja.
Let the peels begin for Team Norway. Just trying to avoid any silly jams. And there's a good shot. Open up that in-turn side. And our second final of the opening session. Team RCF controlled most of this game, especially since end number 6, big steal of 3 was a difference, and an 8-5 win to open things up.
Så jeg var bare faktisk bange for, at den ville køle helt over.
Good start.
2, 3. 3.
Helst 2, helst 2.
3.
2 er godt.
Kaspers?
Ja, men helst ikke.
Den er fint.
Nej.
Den er fint. God plads.
Godt. Fint, Mads.
At what point do you abandon the center guard strategy? Maybe throw a corner freeze or something, Kevin?
Yeah, corner freeze, or maybe even go around the corner guard, just hoping to maybe have Stefan look at 2 as last. We can't hit and stay, or he needs to hit and stay, or draw 4-foot, something like that. It's not a good situation now for Team Denmark, obviously.
Impressed by both teams, though. This opening match, they seem to be pretty sharp. A lot of good shots made. Just a couple of little sweeping errors, which not entirely surprising in the opening draw. But a lot of good come rounds. Nice ice surface. It's moving plenty.
I don't see a lot of nerves.
No,
just really sharp. Everybody's playing very well.
It's maybe like all of us, happy to be here and happy to be on the ice again, I'm sure. Or in the booth, as the case may be.
Wow. Rent. Wow. Nei. Og spill.
3 to come. If you're going to change strategy, now might be the time.
Ja, han fjerner bare centergarden jo. Vi ender jo med ikke at have noget at gå rundt om.
Hit and roll is not the one I would think would be the shot, but if you make it roll buried, not the end of the world. And as you say, try to lie 2 at some point.
I would probably go around the yellow corner and sit second shot. Then what do? We'll probably try a run back, and if they miss it, now you have the opportunity to lie 2 and maybe a chance.
11.
We'll play a quiet weight tap back. We've seen this a number of times.
I forhold til, hvad vi har spillet tidligere. Var det 11 eller hak?
Ja, 11 eller hak? 11.
Okay.
Jeg siger 10. Ja. Vil du have mindre? Ser du lidt meget is? Ja. Fin fart. Yep. Rigtig fin fart. 11. Wow. Yep. Wow.
Nice weight. Close.
Godt spillet.
It was well played, but didn't roll enough buried where it's a danger certainly to Norway.
9. 8.
Liker den med vant?
Ja.
Norway wants to be a bit careful here. He'd roll behind the T-line somewhere.
You don't want to roll back button, that's for sure.
And that looks pretty much the right angle if you hit and roll center. It might be back button.
You're looking at quiet weight. I mean, I'm tempted to just throw peel at that thing, get rid of it.
Det greit, det også. Det som dere vil. Okay. Vant,
ja.
Staying does not help Norway at this stage.
Vant.
Wow.
Markus. Hard, Markus. Hard. Hard.
10-5, man.
Well, just a little bit too much weight for the broom.
Det var ganske bra satt, faktisk, sånn retningsmessig.
Denmark going to call another timeout. You know, again, in my world, that shot doesn't change a whole lot. If I'm Norway, I'm off. You know, I said the worst shot for them would have been to roll back at the T-line. So, yes, it's a problem that you're going to have to face too, but I think you're going to watch out here. You should be comfortable knowing you're going to have a pretty simple shot on your last.
Hvis du ligger en lille smule for skudt, så må bare ikke være min dobbelt.
Den skal lige her igen.
Så jeg kan godt lide at gå ind, fordi så prøver du ligesom at tvinge ham til sidst at lave et indlæg eller en hidden stay, ikke? Hvis du spiller garden, så er det klart, så går han efter den der, hvis han laver den, så det er ikke særlig godt, vel?
Nej, så har vi den der til sidst.
Ja.
som det sidste.
Altså man siger, så får han jo draget til sidst, ikke? Men det er jo det der psykologiske kig på 2.
Lægger herind, ikke? Så er det bare et hidden stay, jo. Ja, men han skal jo så også lave den, ikke?
Altså man kan sige, hvis I drager rundt nu, hvad gør han så, ikke?
Så går han efter en af dem.
Yes, så lad ham gå, så kan I spille den anden op 12, så I har et eller andet, så den er på lige på fod med de andre, så han skal have rent drag. Så hvis I drager rundt på den første, så fjerner han en af garderne, ikke?
Ja, fjerner den der.
Han vil
nok gøre sådan her næste gang.
Det er jo fint, så tager vi den og ruller tilbage.
Ja, og så kan du fjerne, men han vil altid have muligheden til sidst.
Hvis vi ligger der, hvis jeg var ham, så ville jeg spille den der på midten.
Ja. Så hvis jeg var ham, så ville jeg spille den her nede på. Så det er derfor, jeg godt kan lide at lægge den her.
Den skal bare ikke bag T-line. Altså, den skal
være hvis vi ligger den her, så vil jeg lægge den her, hvis jeg var ham.
Nej, det vil jeg.
Fordi så har du den til sidst.
Ja, jeg vil kunne kombinere den, men lad os bare spille den der. Det er fint,
og så sidste sten, så læg den op, så den ligger på linje, ikke?
Ja, læg den på linje med den. Hvad har vi tid på det?
Well, what's good here, Kev? You go around the corner, you go around the yellow on the right, tighten it up a little bit, get a little closer to the button.
I would probably be throwing a center guard just off the center line a little bit to the right-hand side. Oh, maybe get lucky, because right now you could always throw the last one into the side of the forefoot and make them hit and stay on the last, because they're going to try to peel.
God fart. T-line.
Helst 8 fod, boys.
10.
Helst 8. Rolig, hvis den er 10.
Ser lang ud. Wow. Er selv. Er selv.
I er ikke bare på den, altså.
So if this goes around, what do you like if you're Wallstedt?
Hurtig lang tid.
Just throw it into the forefoot and take your chances.
Okay.
That didn't come around, so now does probably leave a nose hit and maybe live shot stone.
Hvad?
Det var også en måde at lande på linjen.
Farten var god.
Ja, den var kørt for langt.
For alternativet over er jo der.
Norway with the timeout. We'll see teams will hold, come out and consult.
Ja, liker den.
Liker pile i stedet for å
pile av den, og så gjør han samme, så er det så foten for seieren.
Ja, det drar på siste. Ja.
Jeg risikerer han drar sannsynligvis hit, da.
Ja.
Det er ikke noe.
Da begge sider er åpne.
Ja. Jeg tenker bare pile.
Bare pile?
Det går jo an å prøve å sitte igjen nå, men...
Ja, du ruller jo ikke bak 10, gjør du det?
Nei, du gjør ikke det, og du ruller jo såpass lavt at hvis den prøver å dra rundt...
Det spørs litt... Altså, slår den bort, så får du en fin dragning på siste uansett, hvis du er komfortabel med det.
Ja.
Men han får jo vanskeligst hvis du ruller inn, selvfølgelig.
Ja.
Men ruller 8-foten, og så drar han halvhjem bak 4.
Ja, hvis det ruller dit, ja.
Og så drar han...
Og så drar han dit, det er ikke noe gøy.
Det er ikke gøy.
Pil nå.
Pil nå.
Ikke.
Kant, eller?
Ja.
Well, after much deliberation, outturn hit is the call. Do not want to roll anywhere near the center line here. They can go around.
No, definitely stay away. The forefoot's wide open right now, and Stefan's had his draw weight all day.
Yeah, so again, if you don't throw, you're going to have a pretty easy shot to win. Don't roll near the center line where they can go half around and leave your little run back.
Ja.
Wow.
Ja.
Ja.
Hardt. Hardt. Følg længe.
Ideal.
Okay.
But
So 2.
I think I was going to say they're going to come around, but they're going to hit in Y2.
If you come around to just T-line or just behind the T, you almost have a bite of the forefoot circle.
And you know Norway's not playing the run back.
Det var et svært skud.
Ja. Er det ikke
bare nåsen?
Og lige på. I vil ikke rulle ind af?
Nej.
Så er det bare et no-sit. Hvis vi ruller hertil, så er det bare et no-sit til
At this level, Kev, I am not convinced this is the right move. But back over to sheet D, 10th end, last rock for Scotland, Kevin.
This is a tough situation, and the momentum has really changed in this game. After that steal of 2, and now Bruce trying a half rock quad. And they believe it's there if they hit the rock furthest on the left first.
Oh, good try. Good effort, Chris.
Close, but it's a steal of one, 9-6. Final score.
Yes! Go fast!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Darren Moulding very happy. You heard, there they go. Nice win, opening win for Team Canada against one of the favorites here, Team Scotland. So, and back on our sheet, you saw the nose hit and leaving the draw to the 8-foot. And you know, we talked about it, Kevin. At this level, you can't expect a miss of a draw to the 8-foot ring. So this is, I think, the opportunity. Well, you see where that rock is. If they kind of got to the tee line, in line with that stone on the yellow, they could almost be in the 4-foot and make this shot much tougher. So this out-turn draw for Wallstad. The only challenge I see is that they haven't used this side of the sheet quite as much as the other side, but we've seen no indication of the weight changing. Wallstad with the final stone on the way in the extra end. Shot to win the game here against Denmark. Needs the 8-foot.
Oh, hang lit.
Sweepers seem to like it, keeping it clean.
And no mistake. Team Norway, and a hard-fought win here in the opening round of the 2021 World Men's Curling Championship, and I think both teams be satisfied with their performance, but it's Norway earning the victory. 7-6 over Denmark.
Jeg kjente jeg kicka litt hardt, så jeg gjennomførte ikke slippet, liksom.
Bra nok. C'est bon?
Bra.
Well, session one here at the BKT Tires and OK Tire World Men's Curling Championship 2021. Beautiful Winsport Arena here at Canada Olympic Park, the host site here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Ice conditions excellent. The play very high level here for opening day play. And we'll take a look at some of our highlights in our feature matchup here between Denmark and Norway. And here in end number 6, Wallstad without the hammer here. Forced to play a draw here right to the side of the button, with the hammer. Really the big danger there was the steal, and answered the call with a beautiful touch to maintain his 2-point advantage. To steal an 8, we saw a well-earned opportunity here for 2 points for Denmark. In the 9th end, Skip, 4th rock thrower, Mikkel Krause throwing the out-turn tap for 2. And that tightened things up, only 1 down playing the 10th end. And they did get the steal in 10, but in 11, nothing really going on. 2 beautiful tick shots early in the end from Team Norway kept the door open, and a wide open draw to the 8-foot circle for Skip Stefan Wallstad, and he made no mistake, threw it right on the button. and secured Team Norway's first win here. I said in the opening round, 1-0, and as we update what went on around the ice here today, Team RCF handling Netherlands quite easy, 8-5, really wasn't indicative. They were in control that entire game. The veteran team, Joel Returnas from Italy, easily handling Korea on sheet B, 7-1, and big matchup over there on sheet D. Two of the favorites here this week, Team Canada, Team Scotland, a hard-fought win for Brendan Botcher, the Canadian champion. And you see the 4 victors, all with 1-0, and we've got obviously a number of teams yet to play their first game here, and we'll see them, of course, later in the day today here in Calgary. Great start, though, for those on top at 1-0 after the first round. So as we look forward to the rest of the action here from Calgary, I said all those teams that were inactive in that opening round draw, we'll see them back on the ice for session 2. And I know everyone here is eager to kind of get their season underway. A couple of key matchups here. Scotland, Canada playing early. Sweden will play Switzerland. The 2-time reigning champion Nicolas Sedin will be opening action in the second round against Olympic bronze medalists from Switzerland, Peter de Cruz. So we've got the bronze and the silver medalists from Pyeongchang playing head-to-head in an opening round matchup a little later. But let's throw things now to Kevin Martin, who had a chat with our winning skip, Stefan Wallstad.
Well, nice win, Stefan. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on your team's play in this opening round.
Well, it's a bit rough. We have a lot of runbacks just barely moving the shot we're aiming to run at. So, yeah, and a couple of rolls who just barely miss. So, like, still not perfect on a lot of shots, but we're learning the ice, and hopefully we will be better next game.
You know, during the game we talked, Mike and I talked quite a bit about Torger at third and the importance, I guess, or the helpfulness of having somebody like Torger with his experience at a world championship.
Yeah, for sure. I tend to want to clog up the game a bit to solve problems, and Torger has a more cynical approach maybe. So that certainly balances out, and I'm happy to have him there teaching me stuff.
Well, you mentioned a little bit about the ice surface and trying to figure it out. You did have some trouble with some of the hits, but your draw weight was incredible today. Your thoughts on the ice, because the draw weight seems to be quite easy, but the run back's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, so it seems really release sensitive on the takeouts, and we try to just release it cleanly. And like my double in the last end, all our misses have been on high side. So I thought like I could give it to the sweepers, and I couldn't, obviously, but yeah, we're learning.
Well, thank you very much for this, and great luck going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
Well, nice view of things there from the victorious skip, Stefan Wallstad, and a very good performance. You know, you're always your own worst critic, and he's looking for improvement moving forward, but if you can keep the wins coming, he'll be a happy man. But that'll wrap things up here from round 1 in Calgary from the BKT Tires and OK Tire World Men's Curling Championship 2021. We'll see you again for second round action later.
Well done.